Evening, everyone. Evening. Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone can hear me properly. Now, we've tried to have don't know if it's the right word, a fiddle and sort out this echoing problem. We still don't know if it's us or if it's StreamYard or what the bloody hell it is, but it's very annoying. So it's almost like this is a bit of a test stream, if you like. And I thought we'd come on, have a chat about what's going on with the forwards at Spurs, the direction the club's going in. Does anyone have any worries that it might stop all of a sudden? Because even though we've still got 4 or 5 weeks of the transfer window left, it's all gone quiet on the Western Front. And Spurs fans seem to be getting a little bit worried with what's going on. But there you go. Um, Scotty's in already. Big up to Scott. And Mr. T's in. Big up to Mr. T straight away in the house. Hope you're well. Hope everyone in the chat is well this evening. Big up to you all that are in. We'll crack on with it and see how we go. Mark, hope you're well today, mate. How are you?
Yes, I'm very good. It's been a while since I've been on one of these things, so I thought I'd jump on with the best, of course.
Why not? Why not, Mark? Thanks for jumping on, mate. And Scott, how are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, always good.
Does
Doing well.
anyone
Always.
does anyone sound like they're echoing when anyone else talks?
No.
I haven't heard an echo. I don't know if it's different when you're on here versus listening, but I don't hear any echoes.
No, okie dokie. Perhaps it's sorted itself out. Who knows? Who knows? It's been a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. Listen, chaps, we'll get straight into it. Scott, obviously, you've been chatting away and you've been in a WhatsApp group watching shows this evening and all that type of stuff. Where would you like to start off this evening, Scott? Because it is a fan calling show. So, by all means, if you want to go with the forwards, whatever part of the club you want to talk about, mate, what you're not happy with or what you are happy with, whatever, mate, you go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most obvious talking point to start with is probably forwards. We've heard for a while. I mean, we've all heard for years about how we have to be patient and the window's not open. We've heard that for years and years and years. We heard it this year, right? And we've heard about how everything's changing. And I think it's fair to talk about how much things are actually changing. And this is starting to feel like a typical Spurs window right now. And I know
Mm.
people will say that I'm not trying to say that it's done. We can't do anything more, but this is what we've seen, right? Especially recently. We have seen us make moves sooner than we had in the past. We saw in years past. We got Basuma very quickly that year. We got I think why can't I think of his name? The Croatian winger Perisic in very quickly when we
Perisic,
brought
yeah,
him in, right? So
yeah.
this, yes, these are maybe bigger moves than we've seen quickly, but we have seen a bit that change already. What we also have seen though is not getting the players we need in on time, and with the preseason already starting, with the players already over in Australia, New Zealand. Yes, we've bought players in the past when we've been on tour. That doesn't stop us from buying players, but this is the kind of time we'd want those players to be in. We want them to get a good run of three, 4, 5 preseason games with De Zerbi. We want them to get used to it, right? We saw what happened when Xavi Simmons came in. He's a talented player, but he came in 3 games already. I think he came in the day before the third game, so he didn't play in it before the season started. He wasn't able to just adapt, and that makes sense, right? Because I mean, these are professional athletes. They're the best at what they do, but they're human, right? It takes time. You're moving often countries, or you're at least moving cities usually to a new club. It takes time to adapt, and that's what the preseason does. Even just not even beyond just adapting to playing with a new team, playing with new players, just getting into your house, settling in, getting all that stuff sorted. That's why we should want these players in right now. Like we want them in as early as we can. So we'll still hear from a lot of fans, hey, it's early, don't worry. Things are changing. Enoch have shown that they're changed. But for me, I think there's big questions about whether these changes that we've seen are real fundamental change. And Mark, both Marks probably have seen me say, I've been saying all summer, I'm worried about how much of a change we've seen. Are these fundamental change or cosmetic changes? And
Yes, yes,
we're starting
yes.
to see more and more signs about them being more cosmetic, which doesn't mean that it wasn't a great signing to get Tenali. Doesn't mean it wasn't great to get Van Heck. Doesn't mean I'm not super excited to have Senesi and Fernandez in here. But now we're starting to see some of the worrying signs that we've seen for years and years and years as Tottenham fans. And I hope that they come out in the next week and prove me wrong, and that we get two brilliant signings in the next week that make me look like I was totally foolish to ever doubt them, and then a third signing that we need, because I still say we need minimum 3 attacking player signings.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Oh,
I do think it's valid to start to be worried about what's happening with this window.
yeah,
Or if
yeah,
that's a long-winded rant here, but
yeah. I'm with you, Scott. I'm with you because like you say, mate, it's worrying that we started off on the right foot in the window. We knew we had to get players in, whether they're on freeze or whatever they are. Right, the standard of player that's coming generally it is pretty decent, right? Yet people could say about this player or that player, whatever, right? But we've got 6 players in. I believe it's 6 we've got in now, is it? Now, for me, when I look at the team now, I've explained to everyone how I feel about it. And it's like, I think for next season, we needed so much. It's almost like if you can plug the holes and give him a decent first team, yeah, then we can go from there. We'll deal with injuries as they come. But if he's got 11, 12, 13 there, yeah, that can play as his first team as such, like I say, we'll deal with the injuries afterwards. And when the window comes in January, hopefully they'll start making the squad, I don't know, a bit rounder with a bit more quality. And obviously on top of that, there's still a load of players that have got to go out the door yet because the squad is still bloated, right, for 1 game a week next year. Mark, where are you at with the whole situation? A bit worried or pensive, or does it give you the feeling that it might not be going where they say it's going?
Well, I liken it to they've given us a taste, but I want the whole meal now. They've given us this a nice little taste, but I want the whole meal. See, I think I would have done it the other way around. I think I would have spent hundreds of millions on the forwards. I think that was the biggest part that needs to be changed from last year with the forwards, not the midfield and defence. Don't get me wrong, they weren't good, but I think the worst part of the team was the forwards, personally.
Yeah, Mark, I'm with you. Look, to me, we all know we need a left winger, right? One, I'm just talking about one at the moment, just so we've got a left winger, right? For me, we know the front two ain't good enough, but I don't think Solanke's going anywhere, right? If they get rid of anyone, it will be Richarlison. Now he's saying he don't want to go anywhere. What a surprise, right? So forget the 2 up front. For me, we need 2 left wingers, right? Because I don't think Tell's good enough, right?
No.
We need 2 strikers minimum. We need another right winger, yeah, because now Kudos, we don't know what's happening with him. He'll probably be back, but if he gets injured again, who then plays there? And I still think we need another number 10, because if Maddison has a problem again, we're knackered in that area again. So I don't know what you think about that, but I think that's just a necessity more than anything, all those positions.
I mean, it was interesting in the last game against MK Dons that he put Fernandez there at number 10. So whether he's thinking that going forward, that could be a position he could fill as well. To be honest, I think what Spurs will do is buy couple of players that can play in either position and cost the front 3. And I think that's how they'll do it rather than buy 4 or 5. I can't see it any other way. I just think now, if you're going to go big, go big. There's no point going halfway. Just because we were 17th, don't think, oh, we'll just spend this much to come mid-table. It's all or nothing for me in the next couple of seasons, as in the spending wise on the players. Go big or go home.
Yeah, fair play. Do you feel the same way, Scott, about sort of like Mark said, go big or go home, or is it a case more of sort of scouts have got to do their job a bit more, a bit better as well, Scott? Because it doesn't seem to me that they're really they're doing a very good job. I don't know what you think, mate.
I mean, I think we need a little bit of both because, as Mark started out saying, our forward line is so poor, right? We're not just looking for one. And you kind of said it. I said minimum of three. That's just because I know how hard it is. But realistically, over the next 2 years, I think we need probably 5 to 6 new players up there, right? I'll say three now because, like you said, Tell isn't good enough. Next year, with one game a week, if we get a proper left winger, maybe we can stick. I would rather sell him, but we can stick with Tell for one season as long as we're moving him on. Odebert isn't good enough. Both Solanke and Richie aren't good enough. The reality is what's concerning is Madison's coming back from a major injury. Kudos is coming back from a major injury. Simons will be coming back from a major, or Simmons will be coming back from a major injury. I don't even count Kulu. He's for multiple reasons, but you know what I mean? So even the players, like we're talking about, we don't necessarily need a 10 because we have Madison there. How much do we want to play him? Part of it because you don't want to risk injury. The other aspect is him. He's not going to be able to go out, right? Whatever you say, you hear people talk about coming back from a major knee injury. It takes you time before you're fully comfortable, right? You're worried. It's just natural human reaction that you're worried that's going to happen again. So even the players where we're kind of feeling like at 10, we're feeling a little bit confident. And I think you're right. We need more. So I think we need the big players. We need big players to come in and start for us. But we also need some smart moves that we can fill out our depth because we've been so poor at that in the past. That's why we're wasting money on Odebert, wasting money on Tell. So I think we need the big players to come in to start for us. And I would love a smart signing, a right wing kind of 10 combo that comes in and actually does a job, not an Odebert level job. So I think because our front line is so lacking, we need so much that we need to have good scouting. We need to have big names. We need to have players that are ready to come in and contribute right away. We need 2 players next season, new players that I think have the potential to offer 15 goals. Doesn't mean they have to get exactly, but the potential to get 15 goals for us next year. 2 players. And as we've talked about for so long, there's not that many players out there that are available that can do that. So that's going to take scouting. That's going to take a footballing plan of who works together, right? Does this guy come in and work with the other players that we're bringing in so that we can maximize what we can get from all our players because we are desperate for goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Evening, Dave. How are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, all good. Evening, gentlemen. Evening, chat.
Evening, Dave.
I'll do me due diligence first. Just make sure everyone in chat, make sure you're liking the stream. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. You know the rules.
You know the rules. You all know the rules. Dave, you've been listening to the conversation, I take it. Talking about the forward line and so on. Where are you at with it, mate? Because, we've hit it hard early doors. We've then gone and got Fernandez, gone and got Tonali. Then we're expecting a bit more biz, left wingers, strikers, wherever, number 10s. And it's all gone quiet on the Western. And people we're being linked with, Dave, might have been people from, I don't know, a year ago, before De Zerbi was even in. Now it seems like Man City with Savinho, for argument's sake, are trying to stretch it out, get as much as they can for him, when really the only people that have significantly gone in with a decent bid for him are Tottenham Hotspur. Even though there are 4 or 5 clubs interested, no one has gone over the top of Tottenham, but City want more. Where are you at with the Savinho deal and the forwards going forward? Because I'm at the point now where I'm like, do you know what? Just fuck him off, right? Just leave it. Yeah, you obviously didn't want him that bad. If you want him that bad, you'll pay the money. You've gone to where you want to go to. City are not interested at the moment, or it seems that way. I'd be tempted to say, do you know what, City? You keep him. We'll go and find someone else. I don't know what you think, mate.
I think we need to start trying to put the ball in our court regarding the Savinho deal. I think we need to give them a deadline of when we want it finalised by.
Yeah.
Say, for example, right, you've got a week. You've got a week to make your mind up. Here is our offer. We're not going a penny higher. take it or leave it, and you've got whatever a week to decide on that.
Yeah.
So, you know how I feel about Savinho. I think he could be.
Is someone moving something?
Pardon? Yeah, there's
Someone
fireworks. It's either.
Oh, is that what it is? Fireworks.
It's either
It sounds like
fireworks or my neck of the woods being attacked by Iran. So
it sounded like someone was moving stuff across the floor.
nice.
That's what I thought it was. Sorry, Dave. Go on, mate. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
While you're talking, I'm going to get a drink quick, Dave. Go on, mate. Forward line.
It's all good. I think he would be a different player at Tottenham because he's going to have more freedom. He's going to have more space to run into. He ain't going to be playing against the low block every time he's on the pitch. He ain't going to be doubled up on every time either. But I'd say that's it. I'll just say, look, you've got a week. Here's our offer. Bang, take it or leave it. And if not, move on to the next. Move on to the next target. There's plenty of players out there in that position who could be more than capable of doing a job. I'd rather Rafael Leao because he could be a proper needle mover with the right, do you know what I mean, with the right coaching, and he could be a very, very pivotal player for any team, really. He's a talented footballer. We all know that. We all see that. He's got good output. He's proved that consistently over his time at Milan. But and that's the situation. This is another thing. You've got an established player there, who is his club is wanting less money than what we are willing to pay for Savinho. Make it make sense. You got a better player, more experience. And why I say experience, this seems to be the road we're going down now.
Mm-hmm.
Like buying out with the young youth. That's just put on but we'll gloss over them for a season. We just need to get Tottenham back to winning. So let's go and throw money at established footballers. That's what we seem to be doing. But I don't know. Like with Savinho, I think it will happen, but it's going to be. I think this one is going to drag out later on the window, probably towards the end of August. Because I'm reading now on X that apparently 4 different people have reported the same thing, pretty much, just worded it different. That the deal for Savinho is still on. We are just waiting for the okay from Man City to basically say, yeah, he's for sale. He's not in our plans. So, but how long do you give him? How long do you give him? I'd go, right, you've got a week. That's it.
Yeah.
Because if not, that only gives us a month to find a proper left-sided player, which is what we need. And this is that they can't just go out buying people for the sake of it. This is the one area of the pitch, the attacking line, where we've been so lackluster for the last couple of seasons. You need to get this spot on. If you have to throw 60 million at a player, 80 million a player at another forward, and I think we need more than 2. I think we need at least 2 wingers, and I think we need another striker. Because I got this horrible, horrible, horrible feeling that Richie is here to stay. And I think it gets worse as well. I think they'll offer him they'll trigger that 1-year extension, that 1-year option. I honestly do think they're going to do it. I would rather. Do you know what? I would, to be honest with you, I would have rather kept Lancashire and have Lancashire leading the line this season than have him playing up top. I can't stand him. He's a poor football player. He's terrible in every aspect of his game. And now he's taking these shithouse route to new lengths by falling on the floor all the time. Do you know what I mean? Throwing his hands up in the air to the referee, and do you know what I mean? I'm like, just play your game. He's hard. He's gotten to a point now with me. He's hard to watch. He's very hard to watch, and he's very frustrating. The amount of times I've had my TV remote in my hand ready to launch through my screen because of him.
Yeah.
He's frustrating, mate. He's absolutely frustrating.
And it's even more frustrating, people, when we've got the Bolivian number 9 up front and the Woolwich are talking about this geezer turning up at the Emirates. Scott is shaking his head. No. Well, is it a yes, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, that's seeming more and more likely with the more you hear about what's going on at Real Madrid. Vinny Jr. and Mbappe don't like each other. They're both too, I don't know what the word is, too stupid, too arrogant to get along and just realize that that's what's best for them. But it seems like that Real Madrid's moving on. More and more links with Diamande for Madrid, and you know what usually that's what happens, right? Is they get the Diamande signing, and that means Vinny Jr. can go. Just going on with what Dave said, I don't know if you saw the game against MK Dons, but when Richarlison's diving on the ground in a friendly game on the practice pitch against MK Dons and trying to that's embarrassing. Like, what are you doing? We're playing against a League One team on a practice field, and you're diving on the ground for free kicks. Oh, I mean, I never liked Richie, but that's especially just highlight. That just shows what his mentality is.
It's the icing on the cake for him, isn't it? Really, it's the icing on the cake.
It's poor, it's poor, isn't it, chaps?
And just off the basis, this is a joke, by the way. Off the basis of Yang Min Hyuk, sell him straight away, because that ball Barnett put over the top for him, done everything right. First touch, took it around a goalkeeper, spoons it wide, open goal. Sell him, get rid of him. That'd have been a great goal. Did you watch the friendly, gents?
No, I didn't. Scott did, but I didn't. I saw bits and pieces, but yeah.
What did you think of Williams Barnett?
I thought he looked like by far the best youth out there. I know some people got excited about Hardy, and I don't think Hardy did bad, but he didn't really do anything that got me overly excited about him. But I thought Williams Barnett stood out as clearly that's what you want a youth player to look like. I thought he looked a lot better than even Mikey Moore, who made some nice runs, but doesn't understand how to finish. Mikey Moore in that game, I'm not saying Mikey Moore is terrible, but Mikey Moore reminded me a lot of Matisse Tell, those kind of players where they do part like 75% right, but the hardest part, which is that last 25%, can't get it right. So I think Mikey Moore needs another loan, but Williams Barnett looked good. He looked really good.
I actually thought he was just the way he looked like a player who's been playing in that team for about 10 years. He was just gliding past players like as if they weren't there. He was just drop the shoulder, gone, and they were gone.
He was ghosting, wasn't he? He was ghosting past everyone.
He was literally, in his ball distribution was fantastic. I don't actually think I see him give the ball away. And that ball he put over the top to Yang Min Hyuk was just absolutely fantastic. It was just a shame that he didn't done the first bit right, got his first touch to perfection, ran the keeper, took 2 players out of the game. All he had to do was tap it in, and he's spooned it wide. I was like, no. I know it's only a friendly, you don't get all hyped up and stuff, but you think, if you're Williams Barnett, you're thinking, you fucking donkey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it is a friendly, you just take.
I know it's only one game, and we spoke a lot about him last year. And you know, Scott, I said at times, throw the kid in, even when we were struggling, because he
Yep.
might find us a goal. Do you see that maybe this year, under De Zerbi, not necessarily in the team, I don't think he's going to be in the team, but can you see him being a squad player this year, involved in the squad, the 26-man squad as such, and you know, a few appearances off the bench maybe this season? Any thoughts on that?
I'd like to say he would do. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the boy has got talent. There's no doubt about it. He's still a very young, raw talent, isn't he? At 17. But Arsenal done it, don't they? If we just keep one in. Do you know what I mean? One
Yeah.
youngster.
Yeah.
I think so.
There's a few gone on the tour, isn't there? And I don't know. Apparently, I'm hearing he likes this Hardy lad at the back, and obviously he likes Luca Williams-Barnett. So I just wonder what your thoughts were, and if you thought he would be in the squad next year. I don't know, mate. I don't know what they're going to do.
He's just
with
raw
him, to be
talent,
honest.
isn't he? He
yes.
has got talent. Every time I see him, he's got talent, and
Yeah.
he's showing it everywhere.
Yeah. I get
I mean,
that,
I
mate.
watch.
that.
I watch him for the under-21s and stuff like that, and he
Different level.
he looks like Ronaldinho playing against schoolboys, mate. Prime Ronaldo, because he just glides past everyone. It's too easy for him. He needs to step up to. I think he's ready for that step up to men's football. Not necessarily Tottenham, but I think he needs
On
a loan
or whatever.
He needs a good loan somewhere to because in the day he needs to apply his trade. He's wasted another. If we send him down to the under-21s again for another season, it's a waste. It's an absolute waste.
Fair play.
And I think he's got buckets of potential. If you just watch the lad plays, he makes it look easy.
Yeah, we'd learn a lot of Maddison, wouldn't he? If he was around Maddison and players like Tonali and people like that, it'd be, you know, he'd learn too much. He'd learn so much. I mean, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Scott,
Well,
what are your thoughts on Williams-Barnett?
I mean, he's got two benefits, especially before January. Is one, he's too young. He doesn't turn 18 to October, so he couldn't go on a loan if we wanted to. And with Simmons out,
Yeah. Forgot about that.
with Simmons out as well, right? We could have a more of a position for him in the, depending on who we bring in. There's more playing time with him before. So if you get I like him. I thought he looked very, very well, especially if you get a nice draw in the Carabao or FA. I don't know, an FA Cup when we start entering it in, but if you get an easy draw there, perfect time to give him some minutes, even in the Premier League, right? If we're up, why not give him some time? Because you can't, like I said, you can't send him on loan.
No.
We're waiting for Simmons to come back from his
Bergvall
injury
goes.
anyway,
Give him
so we have an
Bergvall's spot,
opening
isn't it?
there. Hopefully Bergvall's gone. Hopefully Sarr's gone. Hopefully we have
Yeah.
not the bloated squad that we do
Just
now.
give him that spot. You know what I mean? He
I
can't do no
think-
worse, can he?
I think the only reason why we've taken Bergvall to New Zealand is just to showcase him, put him in the window. Do you know what I mean? He's gone. He's gone. He's come out and said, "I want to leave," and to get more minutes. He ain't going to get no minutes if Fernandes and Tonali stay fit. He'll be making substitute appearances all season. He won't get a chance.
Yeah. I'm sorry for mentioning the loan thing. I keep forgetting he's 17.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you say, Brody, when you watch him play, don't get me wrong, he's not, up there yet, nowhere near. But he is. He just looks a bit different, doesn't he? He
He's
just seems
inspirational.
like
He really is. He's, he's light years ahead of other people other players on the pitch.
There you
Light
go.
years.
Interesting comment from Richard. He says there will be 3 or 4 signings that are already planned. We are just waiting for players to be sold. What do you think of that comment, chaps? Scott, I can see Scott sort of going.
I'm not sure of getting rid of Spence because he can play either side. He can cover either side, can't he?
Yeah, but he wants
And-
first team football, Rowley.
Yeah,
is the
I
problem.
can see that.
You know, so do you play him in front of Porro? Do
You
you
said
play him at right back and push Porro further up, or do you play Porro in a
well, that's a
four,
shout, isn't
and
it?
when
Because
the
we've got
game's
no
in
one.
process, Porro may well push up and we end up with a back three.
Well, that's a shout because we've literally got no one on the right wing at the moment, have we? Because Kudus is a little way off yet, isn't he?
He hasn't gone on the tour, so I
He
don't
hasn't
know
gone
how.
on the tour, but De Zerbi did come out today and say in his little mini press conference that he's going to be ready for the start of the season.
Did we hear that about Kulusevski though as well?
No, they're going to assess him further when they get back. He's going to.
Yeah, I
He
understand that. Yeah.
probably ain't going to be ready until probably about 10 games in.
Yeah, it's fair.
It's all very quiet, isn't it, on the Kulusevski front, people?
Yeah,
they're
it's
not
just
very good at coming out and telling you what the actual problems are as such, are they? I mean, we know he's got a knee issue and then aggravated something else when he was getting ready to come back. But since then, it's all been very quiet, apart from a video that was posted of him shooting into the goal. If that was him, I assume that was him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what's happening with him. We expecting Maddison to start at the beginning of the season,
I
or
would
will it
expect
still be
so.
a case of edging him back in again?
I'd
I
expect
think-
him to start.
I'd like to say I think he's going to start as he's going to be named our new club captain.
Well, I'm just up.
It's that would be the typical Spurs thing, though. Your new club captain, but you put him on the bench for the first game. That would be the most Spursy thing ever.
Mate,
But
no, he
he's
should be playing, shouldn't he?
he should be playing because I mean, you look at what we've had over the last year, and you just go back to last season. In that creative area, you had Xavi.
Yeah,
Right, didn't hit the ground running, but looked like he was slowly coming into it when De Zerbi got here. De Zerbi obviously was playing into his strengths, but then he got that horrible injury. It happens, but always seems to happen to us. Maddison, for me, he's light years ahead of anything we've got. Gallagher, all of them. He's absolute light years ahead. He's a quick thinker. His ball distribution is fantastic. He pops up with the odd goal here and there. He gets lots of assists. He's a good player, and he conducts himself in a very, very good way on and off the pitch. So I'm not surprised that he is captain, and I think he's at towards the end of last season, and he's got all pre-season now to get himself match fit, and I think he'll be absolutely fine unless something happens.
yeah.
Which is the worrying thing with an ACL, isn't it?
And
Once
would you have picked him as captain, Dave?
Yes.
If it was you,
Yeah, I would have picked him as captain. I would have given him because he is. You watch him when you see him do his interviews, and he's honest. He's real. Do you know what I mean? He don't sugarcoat nothing. He's
He's got a lot of respect by the players as well, hasn't he?
yeah, and he's a big presence in the dressing
It's
room.
an influence. Yeah.
And I wouldn't have given it to Mickey. I like Porro, but I think he's too hot-headed and too emotional at times.
Yeah.
So Maddison was pretty much out of all that crop of players there, I think he was the only true leading candidate.
Well, I still like Gallagher as well, but
I like Gallagher, but he hasn't been at Spurs long enough, has he, to just go in straight away. And
he's had a season, hasn't he? Well, he's had half a season, really, hasn't he?
half a season, yeah. And he's a good player. He's another one who's respected heavily by De Zerbi, the rest of the. Do you know what I mean? You can see there's a pattern forming here, can't you?
Yeah.
They're trying to bring in leaders. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what I mean? Like,
well,
and it's
Dave, you saying that? Stell was on the other night, and we was talking about captains and that, and he said, "Do you know what? I don't really give a toss who's captain because I
I heard
want
that.
11 captains on the
Yeah.
pitch."
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah, they can
So,
all
but,
get each
yeah,
other's backs.
I
I
get where
reckon
you're coming from.
he stole that from Paul Gascoigne, didn't he?
Probably, probably.
I agree. I think the captain is very much more of a, and I say this in other sports too, not just football, but nowadays, like captain is a lot of off the field as it is on the field stuff. Like
Yeah.
again, I don't think if you have Madison as captain, that means Gallagher can't go and say stuff in the dressing room, can't call guys out, right? Like you still are going to have guys who are just natural leaders in the whole team, right? No matter what, there's still going to be people that have an influence, whether you're captain or not. That said, that's one of the reasons why, like for me, if you're taking everything out, I think Gallagher, just with his history, is a perfect kind of captain. But I want my captain starting for us most games in the Premier League, and I don't think Gallagher would do that. So I would say probably Madison, because I do want my captain on the pitch for most of the games. And even though I'm a little worried about how long Madison will last, I think he's the one who makes the most sense. I would be fine with Porro. I'm not, for me, captain isn't as a big deal. I wasn't that upset that Sonny was captain. I know lots of people didn't like it. I just don't think there's anyone clear as day. I'd be fine if Van Hecke was captain with his history with De Zerbi as well. But I do think there is something to be said there. Like you need to have leaders, right? All over the pitch.
Absolutely.
Just having Roy Keane with a bunch of guys that don't care isn't going to do any good, as much as everybody loves, and the myth of Roy Keane has been taken to to levels. But Roy Keane with 10 guys who don't give a crap is going to be a terrible team, right?
But you need a player that when things are hitting the fan, you've got to get that extra 10% out of them, ain't you? You want someone to G them up.
Yeah, but that
You know
could
what I mean?
that could you want a few guys to do that, Rolly, right? So that you can't just ignore the one guy who says it. You want a lot of guys who can do it so that everybody can bring them there. But yeah, it's nice to have a focal point. Like what you want is the Roy Keane.
I want to see that. I want to see it on the pitch. I don't want to see it what they're saying in the dressing room because I don't see that. I just want to see it in the on the pitch when when they're playing. And if things are not going right, I want them to say, "Come on, lads, do something. Give us that extra 10% or 15%."
That's why I like Gallagher, because as much as you may or may not like him as a quality, whenever I've seen him on the pitch, I've never seen him give up. I've never seen him laze around. He goes all out all the time, right? So that's why I do like Gallagher as a captain, because whether he says the right things or not, like you said, we don't know what's been said in the dressing room. But when you see him on that pitch, that he's giving 100%. Maybe if he drops off, it drops off to 95%. That's about it. So, but I think Madison's fine. Porro would be fine. I think Madison's the one that makes the most sense.
I don't know what Nigel's going on about there. No, Dave, he says. No. You are probably right, though.
I think it must have been when he said that that Richie was staying.
Oh,
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I reckon that's it. Yeah, Nige, mate. I'm telling you now, Nige. If I think 99.9% of Spurs fan base want Richie gone. They've seen enough.
Yeah.
And if they trigger that new deal, to me, they're going to have to do something really special. And I mean really special to win the fans over, because the front line, they've done the midfield, they've done the defence, they've done that right, but the front line is where they've got to get it spot on. No margin for error. You've got to study your target, and do you know what I mean? You've literally got to go.
Guys, are you buying this thing about Savinho, about Man City have got to get someone in before they sell him? They got a bloody great squad and a number 2 squad as well. You know what I mean?
I ain't buying nothing from City no more, mate. They can do
one.
Exactly.
As
far as I'm concerned. They can do one, mate.
And so can that Savinho, because
I was an advocate for him, Rowley, just simply because I get where people like Ronnie are coming from, and people in the chat that have said, "What's he done in the last 2 years?" Look, I'm one of them people that says, if you've got it, you've got it,
Yeah.
right? And just because whatever circumstances at Man City, at Girona, he had it. All right, it's Spanish football, but he was turning people inside out for fun.
Yeah,
I used
he
to
was,
watch him every week and wish we had someone like him, you know? And yeah, it has gone off for him, but I still think it's miles better than anything we've got, even though, agreed again, the end product isn't there at the moment. But there are others that can come in and you can talk about it while I go and get another drink. See you in a minute.
All right, mate.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think City doesn't have to buy first before they sell Savinho. They would have if the price was met, they would have sold Savinho. They don't need they don't need to worry about that because one, it's not like people are saying like, "Whoa, City sold Savinho." All of a sudden, they need a new winger. Teams know that what City needs. They know that they're upgrading Savinho, they also don't need the money. And City can put down 100 million tomorrow without any money issues, right? And the other good thing about the City is they can always because their squad is so quality, they can sell players for big money because if Savio doesn't go, they can sell somebody else for 60 million.
I mean, they could have gone and got that Real Madrid player that we were after, that winger. I forget his name now. Can you help me, Dave? What's that one?
What's that?
The Real Madrid winger, what we were after.
Oh, Rodrigo.
Rodrigo, yeah. I mean, they could go and get him if they wanted. Do you know what I mean? It's crap that they can't find anyone.
But I'll throw it back at you, Rolly. Why can't we go in and put a bid for him? Money obviously clearly isn't an issue to Tottenham Hotspur this season.
Well, this is why I can't work out, because they keep going in for this, keep saying, "Oh, we're going in for Savinho. We want Savinho." Yeah, he's not been available, so just go and get Rodrigo. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Well, Savinho's available. Crazy. I think he's very available. We just don't want to pay the price, which I don't mind if that's the case. But then move on.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, from what I've been reading over on,
I'm just getting sick of it, hearing it.
Apparently, they're holding out for 80 to 85 million pounds for him. Get fucked.
No.
Savinho.
Oh no, they can do one, mate. They can do one.
To go on this tour without a striker, another striker, and the wingers, it's just crazy. I think it's just stupidity. Really.
I don't know what's going on with it. I'd just walk away from it now. Honestly, I would. I just don't get what the big. Listen, again, I think Savinho's a decent player. Can we do better? Yeah, I'm sure we can.
Of course we could. Like that Rodrigo.
I'm sure we can. But I don't know what's going on with it. It's madness.
Someone's saying Rodrigo's got an ACL or something.
Oh, really? Oh, well.
Yeah, I think he's back in October, though. He's not as long, but I don't know.
Oh,
I've heard wildly different things about when he's back. So
we'll have him anyway because we like ACLs, don't we? We like a squad of them.
We're responsible by that.
Yeah. Cobra reckons Richie will see out his contract. Who was it as well that said earlier on that was it Mark or you, Dave, that said about activating the extra year? You, Dave, wasn't it? Yeah.
I'd sell him for 5 million if I could, just to get rid of him. I'm fed up with seeing him in a Spurs shirt.
I'd pay off the remainder of his contract. That's what I would do. You got to be ruthless. You want to be a big club. You got to be ruthless.
I think it's 4.5, 5 million, something like that, to buy Richie out of his contract. I don't think they'll do that, though. I really don't. But there you go.
Just to correct myself, Rodrigo did his ACL in March, so he's not back till next year, like 2027.
Okay.
That's buggered that up then, isn't it?
Right, plan C then.
Leao. See what Leao wants though. Leao wants nearly 350.
Personally, I think we missed, like I put in the group chat earlier, Mark, I think we missed the boat with Solis. Arsenal
mate, massively missed the boat.
35 mil?
It's peanuts, isn't it?
But if they go and get another left-sided player in, Dave, he's going to end up sitting on a bench. You're hardly going to see him, Solis.
What's happening with Noosa then? Has anyone heard anything about Noosa?
No.
Apparently, RB Leipzig don't want to get rid of him because obviously they don't want to lose Yan Diamandi and Nusa in one window.
Yeah, same side.
Which
Yeah.
makes complete sense to only. But the thing is, with that is I won't worry too much about that. Looking to because RB Leipzig, they recycle players. This one goes, a couple of days later, there's another one in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They recycle very quickly, which is how you should do. Just going through some of your comments here, like someone's put Nico Williams.
He's not coming to Spurs.
No, he ain't
No.
going.
Listen, I'll tell you what we'll do, right? I know people but you put your comments in the chat. The people in the chat who you think are realistic left wing.
Apparently, we're looking at that guy from Como as well, aren't we?
Butrino. Oh, I wish.
The Croatian guy.
Butrino or something like that.
Butrino. That's it.
Butrino, yeah. We're looking at him.
He is a good player.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll do as a number 10, won't he?
And this is another one. I don't know what you think about this. I was reading about this today and saw a clip about this. And apparently, De Zerbi does like Donnelly. He's Scotty straight away. He's like, nope.
Well, Donnelly struggled to get into the Stoke team last year.
Yeah, he did.
And I know people will say, Kane struggled on his championship.
Did you see his free kick, though? Did you see that on the Spurs? They were showing the Spurs training, and he done a free kick. It was a wonder free kick and all.
Yeah, and he scored. I think he scored a great goal against City last year or 2 years ago too. But I don't want like a guy who scored one or two.
Absolutely,
goals,
I understand that, Scott. But
maybe he does. I'll always say I don't watch the youth players. When we were on Dan's show with Stell, and he was talking about it. I'll say to Stell, he knows more about youth than I do. All I know is when I see our youth players go to the championship and struggle, I then don't want to bring them. I'm not too excited about bringing them up to the Premier League team because it's a big jump from the championship to the Premier League, even though the championship is a quality league. I just don't have faith that he can make that jump.
Fair play. Chaps, who have you got in your head maybe as 2 or 3 attacking players that are realistic for Spurs to get in? Because we've had the Krupi talk, we've had the Savinio talk. Apparently, Krupi was.
Why don't we use the Krupi money and just go and put a bid on Morgan Gibbs-White?
Because we don't.
He's a number 10, isn't he? It's ideal.
Nah, he's more of a number 8. I think he only had to play number 10 a few of those times for Forest last year because of injuries.
He scores a lot of goals.
He does score goals.
He does score goals. I don't get me wrong. I'll take Morgan Gibbs-White tomorrow. I think he's a brilliant player. I'll take Alex Scott. But for that to happen, you 2 have got to go.
Obviously, you're looking at Bergvall and Sarr, aren't you?
And are we going to spend another 140 million on or 120 million on a?
Well, whatever we make on like Romero and people like that, we're going to make a bit of money anyway. Do you know what I mean?
We're going to recover some money, Rowley. There's no doubt about that on players.
We are going to make some money, aren't we? We're not recover some money back.
Yeah, recover it. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
with our next lot of sales, what they're hoping for, Bergvall, we're looking at a £60 million transfer. For Christ's sake, what is the world footballing world come to? What has he done to warrant a £60 million?
It's a rate nowadays, isn't it? Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. £60 million,
you're looking about 20 for Sarr, that's 80. You're looking about 40 for Romero. That's one.
I think they'll get more than that from Romero.
That's 120. And you're looking about another 20 for Vicario. So that's £160 million worth of sales just there, not on top of what we've already sold. We've already sold Vuskovic for 50.
Yeah.
Sold Lancashire for
so you could say that could be coming up to like 200 million, couldn't it? You know what I mean? Easy.
So you could if you sold those players,
Spence and Bentancur.
I don't think Spence. I don't think
I don't think
Spence.
Bentancur will go either.
Will be sold. I think we would be a bit.
I think we'd be stupid to do
You
that.
don't want to
Because
play
the
second
money,
fiddle though, Dave. That's the problem. He don't want to play second fiddle. He wants to play football. So is he going to get in front of Porro? Is he going to get in front of Robertson?
I'd like to think he would get in front of Robertson, tell the truth.
I'll
But
be surprised if he does, mate, to be honest. At left back, because he's a natural left back, Rowley.
yeah.
I don't know.
And Spence is a right back, isn't he? And he ain't getting in front
I
of
know he plays left
Porro.
back as well, but you know,
Yeah.
we'll be going down the same road again, wouldn't we? We was all banging on last year about, yeah, it was great Jed Spence was stopping opposing players from the left side, but when he was getting down the wing, all he was doing was having to turn back again.
That's right.
You know, at least Robertson's got a left foot, and if he does get down the wing, he'll be able to ping one in.
I'm still not convinced on this Robertson. I'm telling you now.
Well, we'll see. We'll see as the season goes along.
I'm really not.
You know, it is what it is at the end of the day.
They hooked him off in the World Cup, and he was terrible. Honestly,
we are Spurs TVs, right? He's talking about like, what's to say Kulu won't get re-injured. What's to say Madison
exactly.
re-injured. Kulu,
I don't know. I would say what's to say Kulu even comes back. I know we say that he's in training, but like his injury was in May of a year ago, right? Like he's been out for longer than a year. He got hurt before Madison, right? He got hurt before Kudos, and he still isn't as far along as those two guys.
I mean, we're saying,
Kudos,
we've got two strikers in like Richarlison and Solanke. One of them gets injured. Where are we going then? Do you know what I mean?
Well, it'll just be like last year. Rowley.
Exactly. We can't go on like that.
One was
we're not learned a lesson, are we?
Yeah,
we're not learned a lesson.
No. And Scott was right in the WhatsApp group. He said, if we don't get no forwards, what was the point? Didn't you, Scott? Or words to that?
Well, what's the point?
I'll say this: if we don't have a new left wing starter and a new number 9, so if that means that Solanke is starting, or Richie is starting, or Tell is starting, I think the window's a failure.
I do. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
We can't. I know that Solanke people are trying to do the narrative that maybe under De Zerbi he can be better. Nope. If we buy Tonali and we buy Fernandez and we get Van Hecke and we get Senese and you do so much good work and then make the sales like Dave was just talking about, big sales, and then you don't upgrade both striker and both left wing, that's a failure. And as Rolly said, it's depth. Even if you're not, even if we're like, we need to improve the quality, but even just improving the depth, you need to do it. So, I think that we said don't take this wrong about. I would love Morgan Gibbs White. Okay, awesome. But I think Dave's right. He's not the profile that we need now. When we got Fernandez in, I think he's more of an 8 that can cover your 10 rather than a full-time 10. And if we didn't get Fernandez in, I think he could be good. But with Fernandez and Tonali coming in, I think we need a different profile of player than Morgan Gibbs White. Now, if he comes in, I'm not going to complain. I would love to have him and try to figure out how we're going to.
But Scott, we've not even got a first 11 yet. You know what I mean? We're halfway through pre-season. Yeah, we've gone on tour.
I want to see the
left wing got a full 11. Have we?
And I think that's
We ain't got a first team 11 yet. It's worrying, man.
No, we haven't.
It's worrying.
And that's what I kept saying. There was so much to do. People don't realise, and there still is, even though the business we've done already. Like I said, there's no left winger. You've got 2 wank strikers up front. You've got a right winger that's had quite a serious injury, all right? De Zerbi says he's coming back, like We Are Spurs TV says. What's to say he don't get a knock again? What's to say Solanke or Richie or whoever the new left winger is, if there's one coming, or a number 10,
don't worry, we've got Scarlett. I forgot about him. Do you know what I mean? This is bollocks, isn't it? Where are we going here?
Did Scarlett go on the tour? I didn't see his name.
Don't know, mate. I don't know. There's a lot of youngsters gone, isn't there?
Yeah,
I think he has. I actually think he has gone on tour.
There's so many names that shouldn't be there. Richarlison shouldn't be there. Bergvall, I know Dave said maybe we're trying. I think Bergvall should just be moved. There's so much interest in him. Just move him. He's ready to go. We need to start moving these guys out.
There's a great question, Scott, and I can bring that up now. Actually, I wrote that down earlier on about Bergvall. We, when Bergvall came in, everyone knows. I said I think we could have a player on our hands here. Just by watching him, I thought that watching
He
him
looked
on the
mustard,
ball,
didn't
he just needed a bit too much time on the ball, right? I thought if he could sort that out,
he?
he
Scale
might
is.
be all right. Since then, all I've seen him do is run around like an headless chicken, right? Scored one goal against Liverpool that I remember.
Yeah. Looping header, wasn't it?
Whatever it was.
And the
Can't
goalkeeper.
remember. Can't
And the
remember.
goalkeeper.
I know he scored. And apart from that, charging around the pitch all over the gaff under different managers. What are people seeing for between 50 and 60 million? Or is that just because the prices are inflated now?
Yeah, I think prices and especially potential, right? Like Vuskovic is a good player. He just went for 50 million. Basically the same amount of money as Van Hecke. That's
Unproven,
crazy,
though.
right?
Yeah.
That's crazy that because people want potential. I think what the thing is that especially English teams, there's so much money in the Premier League. There, especially compared to the other leagues, the TV deal is amazing. The amount of money that the Premier League gets from the TV deal means that clubs like Brighton and Bournemouth have as much buying power as AC Milan, which is crazy to think about, right? But teams now in the Premier League, those mid-level Premier League teams, even the lower-level Premier teams,
And blow
are
them teams out of the way.
are as big as the second-tier European teams, other than the Bayerns, the Real Madrid, PSG. Those big clubs still have the buying power. But even like I said, a club like AC Milan, which should be one of the top teams, they don't have the buying power because they don't have the money in Italy. They don't have the money for the second tier Spanish teams that used to be pretty good, right? Where was it? Villarreal or Valencia, Sevilla used to win. I can't remember which one used to win with Emery, right? Those teams don't have the money to do that anymore. So now, if you're a team like Forest or Newcastle, I think we'll spend 60 million on Bergvall and hope that he becomes this wonderful player that I don't think any of us do. I know Dave and I have talked in the WhatsApp group. I think we're on the same page that he's not a 60 million pound player and have doubts whether he's going to ever be a 60 million pound player, right? But it's just the money is crazy. I think potential now in the world seems to be, and lots of our fans do it too, right? How many we want to keep Gray because maybe he's going to turn into this amazing player. Well, why not just buy João Gomez, who we already know is a good player, for 40 million?
Yeah.
Why not go out and get players that we know that are already good? Like I said, Van Hecke or Vuskovic, for me, is no doubt. It's Van Hecke like every day and twice on Sunday, as they like. It's not even close, but the monies are crazy now.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Dave, any thoughts on who you would, if being realistic, if Spurs could go out now and pull some players in up front from other teams, especially as it looks like that Spurs are going, like someone just put in the chat here. Yeah, Cobra. We seem to be sticking to Premier League proven players.
Yeah.
I know that you was and he's not Premier League, but I know you was a massive fan of Solis. And listen, I think he would have been great at Spurs. He's another one, mate. To be honest with you, I think he would have.
How much playing times are you going to get?
Not at Arsenal. If they get another left-sided player,
if he gets Vinicius, if they get Vinicius Junior.
He ain't getting no time.
I don't think they'll get Vinicius. I think he's come out and said that to boost his chances of getting a new contract. He's playing advocate. Do you know what I mean?
What about this chap, Ndai?
I like him.
I
like him. He's not too bad. He doesn't blow me away, but if we were going to literally just keep it Premier League proven, which seems to be the route we're going down, I'd go with Gakpo. And
that's gone quiet as well, isn't it?
And Marmoush.
And I'd have either Marmoush or Krupi.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to bring an outsider in, I would take a stab at either Mika Gotts or, to be honest with you, I would sell Richie and just bring in Vlahovic. Vlahovic isn't the most, he flatters to deceive, but he's a freebie. And
What
if
you
it
got to
doesn't work,
lose?
you've got
Yeah,
nothing
he's a
to
menace
do.
in the box, isn't he? He's a menace,
I mean,
absolutely.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer transfer for me. He's free. He's going to be 160 grand a week. He's not going to cost you anything to bring him in other than a signing on fee and an agent fee. And if it doesn't work out anyway, you sell him next summer anyway, and you get about
What you
25
lost.
to 30 million for him because he's only 26 years old.
Yeah.
So he's still got age on his side. I'm shocked. that
I
no
am,
other
to be fair, Dave.
come in for him already. And I think he could do a job. I think he needs a change of scenery. Just needs a new country, new culture. I think he just needs new everything. And I think he could I think he's still got time on his side to be that player we all saw at Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Scoring goals for fun.
Spurs fans would love him as well.
Yeah. And
He's
there's
passionate.
another name on there as well. I don't know what you think of this one. This Ismail Sarr from
Ismail Sarr.
Palace.
Ismail Sarr.
Yeah, he's another one. Listen, Barcola, Jimmy, if we were not a 17th place team 2 years in a row, and we've been
I'd say,
challenging to get into Europe, and even maybe we're in a Champions League spot, I'd say, go and get Barcola because you've got more of a chance you're playing in the Champions League.
Barnes I'll take.
I don't think there's any chance of him coming to Spurs without European football. I really don't. I'd love him at Spurs, Barcola, but
Cool.
Harvey Barnes,
Yeah.
there's another name at Newcastle.
him.
They seem to be selling everyone at the moment.
He looks favourites to go Villa. Has been all summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can't Harvey Barnes wouldn't be my top choice, but I was surprised when I looked at his production. It's pretty decent. Like if we don't get one of the top left wingers, he's a guy who, if I'm not mistaken, he has kind of like 7, 9, 5 and a half a season, 13, 6, 9, 6 goals. So he wouldn't be the top guy, but I think he could do a job for us. And he's English that keeps you there. Can't imagine he's going to be breaking the bank. He's not going to be like 80 million, which is ridiculous for Savinho. I think Ismail Sarr would be good for me as a depth player. He can cover the right wing and the striker, but I worry at 28 he hasn't had. I don't even know if he's had any double-digit goals seasons. So
That's right.
if you're thinking of him as your number one striker, you're taking a big gamble. But if you're talking about we get him as a depth player to cover the right wing and cover striker, and we can get rid of Solanke and get rid of Richie and bring in a Krupi, for example, great. I would love Sarr in that role. Just can't see him as the number one guy.
Yeah, fair enough, Scott.
We've been looking at that guy from Norway, haven't we? Shoulder up.
Yeah, the Norwegian winger.
Yeah, he looks quite handy. He looks quite tidy, don't he?
Yeah. I haven't seen him play, to be honest with you. I was on the plane flying over.
He's a tidy player.
Yeah. Anyone got any comment on this Schneiderlip or what however you pronounce it?
Shoulder up.
It's kind of like we've talked about in the past about guys like Pavlidis, other guy, right? He's played in the Portuguese league. So you have to wonder how is he going to translate. I think he has 8 goals last year in the Portuguese league. So he has to be able to translate that directly across, right? Because if you think that there might be a drop off, I don't know if I want a left winger that's getting less than 8 goals for us. So that would be my concern with him. I think he 22, 23. Does that sound right, bro? I don't know.
I'll just check on that one. Just 1 minute. I'll check on it.
Not sure.
So who are we talking about?
Shoulder up.
Shoulder up.
Yeah, he's 22.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. How do you know that?
Oh, again, if you're
look.
his numbers don't blow you away in the Portuguese league, and then he's coming over to the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's another one where we get to, like we've talked about Nusa, talked about Shoulder Up, we'll talk about Savio, where it's like there's talent there, but you're worried about are the goals going to be there at the Premier League level?
So
We need we
They're all
need we
risks,
need
right?
output. We
so
just need
on
output.
on that note, what you've just said, and knowing where your squad stands now, who are the players that we get in that we do know score goals from left wing? Strikers we do know that will probably go and get you 20 plus in a season, and maybe a 10, and maybe another right winger. I mean, and that's just without saying another left winger as well, having Tell behind whoever comes in.
Oh, stop it.
You know, and then we're not thinking about if any of those get injured, because then you're back to square one again. And this is the problem that I keep saying that we've been in decline for so long, yeah, that the level of player at the football club is absolute disgrace.
Absolutely.
It's a disgrace,
Well-
and it's going to take a lot more than what they've done so far to change this football club on the pitch. That's where I am with it. I don't know about you guys.
I think the talk is that he said no to us, but the player who I think has the most proven Premier League goal scoring, and he did well last year at Barcelona, is Marcus Rashford. You bring him in at left wing. I don't know if there's anyone who brings as much proven history of scoring in the Premier League that plays left wing than he would be. But if he doesn't want to come, then what can you do?
Well, he said he doesn't, Scott, but does money talk at the end of the day? Is it his last year of his contract now at Man United? Is he free now?
No, he's not free.
He's still got a contract.
Still got a year to go or 2 years to go at United, yeah? Whatever. Okay. All right. I just wondered what sort of dough they would want for him.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's 35 mil. It's as little as that. Do you know what I mean? Because he's on his last year and they don't want to risk losing him for nothing.
Right. Okay. Well,
He's 2028. He's done.
Yeah, it makes sense to go and throw some money at someone like that, doesn't it? At the end of the day, because don't forget as well, although he is sort of your left winger, he can play. If you need him to play up front, he can play there as well. You know, I'm not saying he's the best centre forward in the world, but in years gone by at United when they've been struggling, I remember Marcus Rashford playing in the 9 for him and still scoring a few goals. Just excuse me, just saying.
I'm not saying he's perfect or anything, Mark. I agree. He's just that's the most proven guy that I think we can get that has the best track record, right? Like Steve Combo says, guys like the El Mala, who I think's in the Bundesliga, or Ezaruli, who had one good productive season in Spain and Germany. Mika Gotts, who everybody in our WhatsApp group is probably sick of hearing about now. They have good production.
He's like the Damio of today,
but
isn't
you're
he?
bringing
Mika
them
Gotts.
into the Premier League, and we know that can be hit or miss, right? We know that can be hit or miss when you're bringing guys in from the other league. So I think Rashford is the guy has the best track record that we were liking, even more so than Gakpo, right? He has better numbers than Gakpo does. I think if you're talking about striker, Marmoush, I know Rob asked about his Prem proven. He had half a season. He hasn't really played a full season, right? But he's played about 1,800 minutes, which is less than a full season. He's got 10 goals and 5 assists, which are pretty decent numbers. Yeah. And his Bundesliga numbers were pretty good. So I think Marmoush has a lot less questions than a lot of other guys. He has the combination of production in the Bundesliga. His last half season in the Bundesliga was like 15 goals in 15 games for Frankfurt. And I think he's, for me, shown enough at the Premier League level, but I know other people might not because he hasn't never scored double-digit goals in the Premier League yet. But I think Marmoush is a guy at striker who's probably going to offer you that much of, as much as you can have a proven Premier League scorer right now. He's probably the closest, but again, not perfect, right? Because he hasn't had a full season of doing it.
Yeah, we forgot about this chap up front as well, didn't we? Ivan Toney. Now, could he be persuaded to come back to Spurs?
He said some shit about us.
Come back to the Premier League, sorry.
He said some shit about our team, didn't he? Just recently.
Rowley, enlighten me, mate. I don't know. What's
Apparently,
he
he
said?
said that the Spurs team ain't good enough and all the rest of it. Like, apparently, it was on Talksport, but whether whatever they say, it's talk
He
shite, isn't it?
wouldn't be wrong, would he? Do you know what I mean? 'Cause based on last season,
And he what? If anywhere, he'd go Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? So that's probably
Just another name. Look, any other? Yeah, Rob's just said he was talking mad shite about us. Yeah, well, fuck him then. What about I know they're talking about Krupi and he's younger, and I get that. Is there any way we could persuade a Victor Osimhen to come to Spurs with Europe?
That is my number one choice.
We should have
What's
got
it
him.
gonna cost, though, Dave? What's it going to cost to bring him in?
We should have got him when Kane went. Simple as that.
I think it will cost you about the same price as probably Elliot Anderson, something like that, between 110, 120 to get him.
Isn't it?
And then you've got to try and persuade him to talk him down to what his stupid astronomical wages he's earning at Galatasaray.
Yeah, and that's the big problem with that one, mate.
That will be the hurdle. That will be the hurdle because clearly transfer funds. Yeah, good comment. It's true. We've just thrown £92 million at Tonali, 85 at Fernandes. So I don't think £120 million is gonna deter us away. It might be less. I don't know. It might be less, but I've just someone's put in the comments here. Man has a foul attitude. Probably, yeah, he does.
Yeah, but he could score goals. I don't care.
Okay.
Really.
I would take Victor Osimhen in a wheelchair over Richie and Solanke because he'll still find the net more times than them two combined.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's got a shit attitude as long as you're scoring 20 plus goals a season.
Yeah.
I mean, we keep saying about he wants proven players. What about Thiago from Brentford? He's a striker. He can score.
Go on.
I'd take him over Solanke and Richie.
Well, there you are, isn't it? It's better than what we got, isn't it? But why should we settle for that? Do you know what I mean? We're Tottenham Hotspur, for Christ's sake. But we have got a pecking order, haven't we?
Yeah, I don't know why Thiago. I mean, I know part is because he has 22 goals, 8 of them were penalties. But even if you take those away, that's still a good. That's still 14 non-penalty goals. There's just something about him for whatever reason, and I don't have a good reason why.
It screams Solanke to me, but it's screaming Solanke.
Yeah, I worry, but I think he's a little bit better than Solanke because if I'm not mistaken, he had good. Was he from Belgium, Bruges or something, and he had good scoring record there, so he has that. Mike, about Osimhen is, I think in the past Chelsea and United both tried to get him out of like last season, and he's more than happy to stay there because he makes like 500,000 because Turkey have those tax-free football salaries. So he lives there. He gets paid big money, not a lot of pressure. I mean, I know Galatasaray has a lot of pressure. Don't get me. I'm not saying Galatasaray has none, but it's a league where he can perform at pretty right. He's above the level of the Turkish league. So I don't know. I would love him as a talent, Osimhen all day long. Yeah. But there's a lot of other things that come with him that I don't know if that makes him a realistic possibility.
Is there sort of a level, like Rowley says, that we should expect of players that we're going to try and bring in up front? Because, with money the way it is now and what it costs to buy players and salaries and that sort of stuff, and obviously the more you're paying, the probably more that you're going to have to pay in salary, I guess, anyway. I don't know. I suppose what I'm trying to say is that Spurs are saying we got loads of money, right? Like Dave just said, we've spent 185 million on the last two that have come in, and obviously the 60 on Van Eyck, and I think so far out of that we've recovered about 100 million, something like that. Right, we've spent about 2.5. We've recovered about 100 million, so we spent net 150 million. Right. We're talking about war chests here and 400 million for the next however many seasons. We can sustain it. Is there an expectation that from Spurs fans that maybe we do need to go and buy that however much it costs winger? We do need to go and buy that however much it costs striker, and then sort of...
Well, we've been under par for so long, haven't we? We've been playing under par for so long. We haven't brought any strikers. We've relied on Solanke and Ritchie. We've been playing without any wingers. It's been rubbish, absolute rubbish. And that's just we got a pecking order. I mean, we can go in and say, right, we're going to pay this for this Real Madrid player, and they say, no thanks, I ain't going Spurs. Look at them.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, no matter how much money you got, it's whether the player wants to come to you. And if we were in the position that Arsenal are in, they're going to come, aren't they?
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. There's a pecking order.
And Rob's right though. What he says here, that the striker market is dog shit unless you're hitting the top line. Do you know what I mean? And trying to find the right one that's that sort of, you know, you're not getting this, but you're trying to find sort of this here rather than this down here.
Yeah.
It is quite difficult, isn't it, lads? Because we're sitting there trying to reel names off, you know. And to be quite honest with you, we've had talks about Krupi, and then, you know, he's a young lad, diminutive figure as such, you know, Jermaine Defoe type player, if you like. And then we're also talking about your Thiagos and your Brian Bobberies, them big, tough, old up men that you can't get off the ball. Do we need a bit of both in there, or is that going to be Solanke's job? Just whether Solanke can do it or not's a different, you know. But
I think he gives Solanke one more year. I think Ange used him completely wrong. Pretty much made him a lamb to the slaughter. Just literally burning him out, just making him press 24/7. And by the crucial part of the game where you needed that extra push, he was too fucked to do it. And last season, he was just riddled with injuries, wasn't he? But apparently he's back fighting fit, looking good, sharp in training. So I'm not sold on him at all. Not sold on him at all. He's had nine professional seasons. He's been prolific in one of them.
What about a winger, Pedro Conclaves? What do you think of him?
The sporting guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking class. He's absolutely class. But buy from Sporting, mate. They're ruthless. You won't get him for less than what we paid for Fernandes.
Well, I don't know.
Because they're just ruthless. They just put ridiculous price. They're like Brighton. Sorry, they just put ridiculous.
He's 28. Yeah, he's 28. His output's pretty cool as well. It's pretty good. I was just looking. He can play. He is a left winger, but he can play on the right as well, and he can play as a central midfielder as well.
The concern is 28 years old and only played in Portugal. Right? There's some concerns about transferring over, but he looks.
If we say that,
we're
only
only
Premiership players,
looking for Premier League proven people, and that's what it looks like at the moment. Yeah. Which going back to what you said, Scott, if you can persuade him, Rashford would be a no-brainer on the left when you really do think about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's players out there. Like, I'm sure that there's players out there that we can bring in and would do a good job, right? There's no clear cut, like, that's a no doubt player who we can bring in and is great. That's the reality. I think I saw somebody brought it up, like Ferran Torres. I think he could do a good job for us.
Yeah.
I keep saying
Yeah.
Omar Mamrouche. I'm not saying he's great. I think there's potential. You bring Krupi and he could be amazing, right? Like there's a lot of names out there, but they all just come with a lot of risks.
Have you heard of this bloke, Samu Agahawa? I think
Yeah, he plays for. He plays
Knights
in
did a
Portugal
video
too,
the
or
other day
is
on
he in
him.
Spain? He's Spanish, but he plays in Portugal. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays for Porto.
Yeah.
I
Like
think they're
6'4" and
that's
Like,
it.
there's lots to like about him, but lots because he only played 20 games last year, right? He's got good stats, but again, limited playing time, coming over from a different league. Maybe.
I
don't.
Maybe. Who knows?
That seems to be the theme, right? We like a lot about them, but there's concerns.
Yeah.
So I think this is why I really wish that we didn't have Johan Long here as our director of football, but we had a quality director of football, and then we could say there's lots of guys out there. Like again, there's lots of guys out there. We just need to make the right choice, and I wish we had somebody that I trust at the club to make the right choice. And I personally don't trust the people we have at the club to make the right choice on who we should buy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fair.
And this is half the problem. So what I will say is I get where you're coming from, Scott, as far as on the Enix side is concerned. We know who's on the board. We know Lang's there. We know that Roberto De Zerbi is meant to be, given the keys to the kingdom and all that stuff. Now, over the past week or so, Roberto De Zerbi has had some of his staff come in, assistant manager, someone to do with a medical team, and one other. I can't remember exactly what it was. I know Andrew Crofts is his assistant.
Yeah, I saw that.
At Brighton. How do you think this changes things for De Zerbi a little bit, having maybe some of his personnel that he's worked with before now in at Spurs helping him out, Rowley?
Well, someone who you can trust, isn't it? Someone he's worked with before. Someone he could go to Land and say, "Look, these are the players I want," and he'll get the backing of Andrew Croft as well, won't he? Because he knows the guy.
Okay. Yeah.
So hopefully he can work with him. Well, he's already worked with him, hasn't he? So I mean, it stands to reason why he's brought him in, because he knows the guy, he knows how he works, and he knows the type of I suppose he's coaching or whatever he does on the training field.
Yeah. Takes a bit of the workload off of him as well. Rowley, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
De Zerbi himself, having trusted staff members that know how you work week in, week out. So you haven't even got to tell them what you want them to do. They'll
they just do it
to one side and they'll crack
He
on
knows.
and get on with it. Yeah. I'm with you there, Rowley. Dave, your thoughts on De Zerbi getting some of his old staff in from back in the Brighton day, maybe, and so on?
He's got one of them in, hasn't he? He has got one. He has got one guy in.
The assistant manager I know that's coming is Andrew Crofts.
Mm.
They've also got in a medical guy,
Head of medical, yeah.
head of medical. They've got,
And he's
him in.
also got in a head of sports technology or something like that, wasn't it?
That's it. Yeah, something like that. They're the three people that have come in. But apparently, Dave, he's worked with them all before at some one stage or another.
Yeah, one of them was in Sassuolo days, wasn't it?
It could well be, mate. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't take much notice.
I'd be happy if we brought over Brighton scouting network.
Oh, wouldn't you?
Seem to find absolute gems for
They do,
little
don't
fees and make astronomical profit on them. Do you know what I mean? We seem to spend stupid money on shit players and then take a loss on them.
Yeah.
So we 100% need a new director of football, but it ain't going to happen this season because it would have happened already, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If they were serious, the owners, they would have said to Johan Lang, thanks, but no thanks. No more, mate. You had your chance. You're done. But it's hard. Like I say, you could. People keep mentioning what's his name, Campos, but he's in bed with PSG. Ain't gonna happen.
Leaving there.
He's got the best,
going nowhere.
The best job in the world.
He's got connections with 3, right? Isn't he a consultant? So he has
Yeah.
a deal with PSG. I think he has a deal with a Saudi club. Like he's so elite that he can do what he kind of dictates what he wants to do.
Yeah.
So I think he he's not coming. Dougie Freeman, is that his
I was going to say, do you think they're still trying to persuade him, maybe, Scott, Dougie Freeman?
Maybe.
I mean, the problem is his DOFs. It's so hard for us to know, right? Because you don't hear about a lot of them,
No,
right? You don't really know. They're not it's not a popular
With
thing.
can I just answer this? Brighton's model isn't successful at the highest level. Yes, but they buy the players and they sell them on for a lot of money. This is what Brighton do. They're not a successful club. I agree with what you're saying, but the thing is, they make a hell of a lot of money with transfers because they bring in the right players and sell them on to the big clubs that make them successful, don't they?
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
do understand what Rob is saying because I do think at times when people say, let's be a Brightford or a Brighton or a Brentford or a Bournemouth, is one of the reasons why Brighton's model does work is because they can bring in the young players and play them. And if they finish 12th or 13th, there's not a big outcry, right? They can afford to do that. Whereas at Spurs, if we finish 12th or 13th in a season, we're going to lose our minds. So I think what we would want to do is maybe get some of the scouts or see what they do. And the hope would be is that you can take some of their scouting that is able to identify these talents and apply it to a bigger way. But he is right in the sense when people say we want to be Brentford or Bournemouth or Brighton. I agree with him there.
Brighton,
I want to be Liverpool.
When have we found a Casiedo or someone like that? We haven't, have we? You know what I mean?
But the problem is, Broly, if we do find a Caicedo, are we able to play him for a season while he's developing? And that season might have us finish 10th, right? That where Brighton can do that because their fans are able to finish 12th while Caicedo has a season developing.
They just don't find one player, Scott. They find a lot of players, don't they? It's not just Casiedo. They find a lot of players.
I think honestly, where we can be is we can just buy it, let them find those players, and we'll buy.
We're the ones who go and buy. Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? Why should we go and buy them when we can find? We get scouts to go and do their fucking job and find some decent players.
I'm happy buying them. Just buy them from. Brentford,
the next question is that
Brighton.
I want to get onto. Just it's not really changing the subject of it. It's still about Spurs, but as you know, over the past few years, Spurs have been. Stockpiling young players, let's say, been going down that route of buying younger players generally, right? We've now got to this point where we finished 17th in the last 2 seasons, and now it all seems to have pivoted from, you know what, we can't do this no more, this young player bit, we can't wait anymore. We're going to start buying established Premier League players. Right? What was it? Those finishes that made them pivot like that in your belief?
Well, it had to be. It had to be.
Or do you think there's anything else
the life
that
out of them.
maybe is involved in that?
They can't afford to lose that sort of money and go down to the Championship. They just can't. It's ridiculous thinking that the value of the club would plummet if they wanted to sell up. They couldn't. If we get stuck down there in that league. They just had to buy proven players. They had to. They couldn't go down the youth route anymore. I mean, we got some young players in. We got the Bergvals in, didn't we? We got Gray in, but they just didn't do it, did they? It's not their fault. It's really not their fault. But they're just not up to the standard of the Premiership and the pressures of the Premiership, of the pace and the physicality, is it? It's
Fair
just
play,
it's,
Rowley. Yeah, I get it, Rowley. I get it. I've got to tell you, Rowley. I mean, a lot of the people in here all know. I've already said. I only went to Spurs twice last season, and it's the first time I've been in 26 years. Right, because I hate these fucking owners so much.
yeah.
Right,
I've
as
not
you all
even
well
set
know.
foot in the new ground, mate.
Listen, as you all well know, I went twice. The West Ham game, what we lost, and the Nottingham Forest game, what we lost.
Yeah,
I was absolutely disgusted at the level of play on that football pitch. It was like watching League One, honestly. And I go and watch. I live up north. Every now and again, I go and watch a club like Crewe, who are League Two, League One. Yeah, and I'll go and watch Stoke in the Championship because I can get a ticket for that.
they give it a go, don't they? I bet you.
Do you know what I mean? And when I
You
look at
stand
it,
man to man.
mate, honestly, there's some tidy players in these lower divisions, and this is another thing that I don't get why we don't do it anymore. Is why can't you go and nick the best players from some of these lower league teams, and not necessarily for them to come steaming in? You'll always get a Dele Alli now and again, one to turn up that he's just playing in a league that he's too good for. He's just got to prove himself to the fans that he can do it, and the rest is history.
Leicester done it, didn't they?
There you
With
go.
Vardy, they done
Yeah.
it with Vardy.
Yeah,
Cooking.
it can be done. Now, I'm not saying go and find them players from there and bring them into the first team.
And he weren't a kid, was he? But he was that good. He dropped straight into the Leicester squad.
Right, but what I'm saying is, Rowley, when we're talking, and like Scott was saying earlier, when we're talking about depth, if we're not going to give our younger players that are in the youth team, I don't know, a chance is not the right word. I think the way they're looking at it is now is we just want that top cream, out of that youth team that can then maybe given a chance, rather than having 6 or 7 of them that might be very average and a couple of them that are good.
Well, that's LWB then, isn't it? Straight away, it's Luca Williams-Barnett. I'd give him a chance. I'd give him Bergwell's shirt. I would.
Yeah. I get it, mate. I get it.
Just the one, though. Do you know what I mean? Just the one, because I don't want it, flooded with youth, because it don't work.
Well, this is what I was going to say, Rowley, right? So we've got the Bergwells, we've got the Greys. We've obviously pivoted now to the Premier League players. We've got that looks like the road that they're going down. Now, in your opinion, and I don't know whether, if it's possible, you'd like to see maybe players come through from the youth team that are good enough, if you like, but are not that good. Whereas you could go and buy other players like we have been doing. How do you feel about the youth team pathway being
it's been blocked,
pretty much blocked now, mate, if you want to put it down that route? And are Spurs right now to almost be like a Chelsea, be looking at these players where some of them, like a Vuskovic, don't even get in the first team, and you can sell them for 50s, 30s, 25s, whatever, and then the academy's making money for the club then? Are you all for that, or are you a bit gutted that, maybe some of the younger players can't get through the pathway now?
I want to see success for the club. I want to see a decent first 11 with a bit of depth before we even think about doing that. Right? Then do it.
Okay, mate. Yeah, I'm with you. I'll get you. But your main thing is, at the moment, let's get the first team sorted out. And
absolutely.
Then once we've done that,
because we're shy on it already. I mean, we're halfway through the season, mate, and we've got nothing at the minute. Yeah. We bought some midfielders, sorted the defence out a little bit. Still not happy about the left-hand side, left defence with Robertson. But it's one of them, isn't it? We've got him now, and that's it. He brings experience, but I think that's about it. With the strikers and that, and the wingers, this should have been sorted out before we went on tour, mate. It's simple as that. That's what I say, anyway. Because they've got to learn to play
together. Chat, Dan, if you're still about. Sorry, I could be half an hour behind. No, I'm not. I'm 5 minutes behind. Dan, the link's in the bottom of the chat if you want to jump on, mate.
Yeah, I sent it to him on WhatsApp too, so you're not that far behind, Cookie.
Oh, there
He just
you go.
sent me a message
Cheers,
like
Scott.
a
Appreciate
few
that.
minutes ago, so you're
And
good.
anyone else who wants to jump on as well, if you want to jump on, we'll go for another half hour or so, as long as the lads are all right with that. And then, because obviously we've got the brunch in the morning, I need to get my beauty sleep, as they say. Scott laughing. all hour and a half of it, Scott, if I'm lucky.
Yeah, innit?
There you go, mate. Unfortunately, the cookmeister, he's not sleeping very well at the moment, and I'm suffering for it. Then in the morning, trying to stay awake for the show. Do you know what I mean? It's madness, absolute madness. But there you go. Dan says evening to everyone, by the way, and can I have the link? There you go, Dan. I think Scott sorted it for you, and here he is. Here he is. He's popped up in the bottom of the screen here, the Danalist.
Big up, Dan.
Yes. Good evening, Dan. How are you, mate?
Yeah, evening, guys. Just a bit traumatized at the moment. Just a bit traumatized after watching Stel and Sean show, and the whole Levy debate. I didn't watch it live, and it set me off, man.
Well, Dan, you're more than welcome to say what you like in here, mate. Obviously, within reason, swear-wise. But listen, if you want to blow a gasket, mate, you're more than welcome to. You know how it works in here.
Have you? I guess you've had the conversation tonight, right?
What about Levy?
Yeah.
No. I haven't mentioned him, mate.
We try not to, Dan, because we don't want to.
An hour and 36 minutes, we haven't mentioned him, mate. I didn't even. We've been talking about how it's gone a bit stagnant as far as players coming in, rumours with players, Man City trying to pull our pants down. What else, lads, have we been talking about? General, who would you like up front? Is it just about a left wing and up front? I think we need more than that. Will we get more than that in one window?
Leaving it too late.
And so
selling players on the surplus to requirements.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff, Dan. But if you want to bring Levy into it, mate, you're more than welcome. This channel gets, as long as it's Spurs, mate, we're on it like a carb on it. So you crack on, mate.
Yeah, I just can't. I just don't understand how anyone can defend that man, or Enoch, or Levy. I don't how anyone can defend them. I mean, just think of the years, what we've gone through in the past 25 years, years of embarrassments, Spursy, lack of mentality, laughing stock, rival fans, especially from rival fans, laughing at us. Yeah. Season in, season out. I can't get over it. Honestly, I can't get over it. And
what we called 3-point lane, isn't it?
It was. I mean, you've got to remember all the pain. Imagine, talking to your rival fans, mates, whatever, going to work, or whoever you bump into. The amount of shit we've had to put up with all those years, the nearly men, whatever you want to call it. I can't ever defend it, and just because we've built this stadium and we're in a better financial position. Think of all those years we've blown millions and millions and millions on players, on managers, not backing managers, all the mistakes the club made. We ain't won much at all, have we? Really? No, and this is at the end of the day, coming second, coming third, making a Champions League final. We haven't won, have we? You don't get anything for second place, right? You don't get anything for third place. You don't get anything for losing semi-finals and finals all over the years. What about backing squads? What about improving having backup for your first teams in these competitions? That Champions League final, right? We lost Musa and Dembele. Did we replace him? No. We went into that final with Winks and Sissoko in midfield. What bloody chance did we have?
That's right. There was no depth or nothing.
I can't. I find it really, really painful, really, to listen to anybody, defending Levy and Enoch. They don't care about us. They built this stadium. It's all about money in their pockets, right? Think of the amount of money, whoever, when they sell it eventually, the owners, the people who are running the club, they ain't lost no money. They ain't lost nothing. Yeah, the fans who had lost stuff over the years, not
That's
not
a fucking
winning.
lifetime, mate. That's what I'm losing.
Right? and this is what I mean. They're doing it for their own financial gain. I know it's a business these days. I get that. But where's the love for the club? You know, they ain't got the love for the club, man. They're not thinking, oh, let's build this stadium for the fans, right? Why haven't they spent this level of money now? Why now? Why couldn't they done it 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago? You
They're
know,
doing it
they
now
built the
'cause they're
stadium.
in
The
the
other thing about
shitter.
being in the stadium was to you know, compete with the other teams in the Premier League and in Europe, right? But they still treaded very carefully, penny pinching, just buying young players. Ah, Jesus. Honestly, I mean that stream, and big up to the guys who did it, Sean and Stell. You know, they both had their arguments, but I can't be praising Levy Enoch. Never. Until Tottenham Hotspur start winning things, stop really start competing truly, really like consistently, season on, season out. You know, I don't expect to win everything. Of course not. It's very competitive, but doing all they can to bring these fans, yeah, trophies, you know, celebrations, and then we can talk about, you know, Chelsea and, you know, they've done it in the way they've done it. Man City, they've done it in the way they've done it. Do you think those fans of those clubs give two shits that they've been celebrating trophies, celebrating wins? Do you think they care that their club's cheated? No, they don't. It's about the moments as a fan in lifting trophies, winning massive games, winning. Yeah, those moments that us Spurs fans have just not had. All we've been is a fucking laughing stock for the past 25 years. Well, we're not a top six side. You know, why Spurs in the top six, top five, top four? What, they never win anything. Poor man, you know, I can't. I mean, it really triggers me. I've got to be honest. But, you know, I do not forget and forgive. I don't.
Are you angry, Dan, or you just been out in the sun?
No, I watched that stream and I come off that stream. I haven't even finished
You're
it.
bright red. You're bright red, mate.
Yeah, well, I'm
Beetroot.
passionate, man, about my club, innit? You know, I'm
Yeah,
going to speak how I feel, man, and it triggers me, and I've got to come
You
out and
look really angry.
let off some steam. Yeah, we
Fair
can't.
enough.
It's money, isn't it? Money. What about trophies? What about winning? It's no excuse for me. You know, all that money the club has wasted over the years, bad decisions.
Yep.
Levy, part of it. Enoch, they're all together. Yeah, it's good Levy's gone. But that doesn't mean that things are going to change consistently for the future. We hope so, right? We hope this level of spending is the norm now in the next transfer window. In the next transfer window, I'm not giving praise yet too much, to be honest. Not
You've got to
until
be
I see this
sceptical,
club
aren't you?
winning things, competing at the top end of the league, being serious and not being a fucking laughing stock, to be honest. So that's it. I've got my rant off my chest. I'm sure you guys must feel similar. To
Well, you've
me,
got to be sceptical,
I
haven't
guess
you?
so.
You really have to be sceptical about the whole thing. We've just been like, we've finally started spending money, but we still ain't got a first 11, Dan. And like I say, they've gone out on the Europe on their tour now, haven't they? And we're still short. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We're not just short though, Rolly. I think we're still very short. And
Well,
this
yeah.
is
Well,
the
we've like I
problem.
say, we've not got the first 11. Well, you know, a first 11 that we're going to play in week out, and we still ain't got like no depth either. Do you know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Well,
And
it's like I said to you earlier, Rolly. It's the I can't think of the right word to use now. It's just the whole, like I said earlier, how it's just gone downhill, mate. Over since the Poch thing, since that all went tits up.
There's no
for
football
me,
management, is there? There's no
7
football
years
management.
of that, mate. That pretty much, I think it's been anyway. I don't know, Dan. Before, I know you've had your little vent. Before you came on, we was talking about you know, players that have been mentioned for left wing, for striker, for number 10, for another right winger, another left winger. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on, right? My argument is over this, is that I've got no issue with what they've done so far, right? As such, the players are here, happy days, right? My issue is that I said when the show started that at the very least we need one left winger and a striker, right? And that's at the bare minimum on top of what we've got, right? But when you really work it out, we've got Matisse Tell at the moment. So to me, we haven't got an established left winger, right? We've got the two idiots up front that couldn't score in a brothel.
Yeah.
So to me, we need two strikers. I know we're only going to get one if we're lucky, right? But we need two strikers. We need a number 10 because I'm worried about Maddison coming back from injury. Who's to say he won't get injured again? I still think we need another right winger. De Zerbi says Kudos will be fit for the start of the season, but he hasn't gone on the tour, right? They're just positions there that we're talking about where either we're short or we've got players coming back from very bad injuries, and then there's no one underneath them if injury problems occur. So we could be back in the same position with injuries, right?
Yeah.
How many more players do you think it requires, Dan, for Spurs to get in just to be able to field a decent first team?
Well, look, we've got to be realistic. We're not going to get it all sorted, are we, in this window? Yeah, we've got to be realistic, right? It's important that we choose the right players, right, up top. Yeah, I'd rather the club spend money on the right two players and have to be forced into decision to take any old players just because we need them. So that's important. But again, people say there's a lack of good players out there. I didn't even think I said hello to the chat. Big up, chat. I came in with a bit of a rant. Evening to the chat. Hope everyone's well. Look, you know, there's plenty of good players out there Spurs can get hold of. I don't think that's an excuse, but again, it's got to be the right players. So yeah, look, this squad it needs a lot of work. It does. There's a lot of players that we need to move on. It's going to take a few seasons to get it right. You know, shift players on, upgrade certain positions. It's not all getting done in this window. We've got to be realistic. They've done some great work so far, but yeah, I mean, going into the season, if we're going into the season with that forward line, you know, it's a bit of a downer for me, to be honest, because you know they're not good enough, the ones we've got there right now. So we need to try and do all we can to bring in two, but it's got to be the right two. And yeah, let's see who they are, man.
And Dan, are you bothered? As long as we get two in, does it bother you that the season might be started before that happens, for example? You know, as far as players coming into a new squad, trying to blend in pre-season games and that type of thing. If you got them in early, like the ones that we have got in early so far, apart from the World Cup boys.
Yeah.
You know, if for argument's sake, Spurs signed a centre forward, you know, I don't know, with a week of the window to go. Are you all right at waiting all that time for that, or do you think it should be done earlier, if you like?
Yeah.
Sure, jump on, mate. Come on, join us.
There you go. I'll put the link in the bottom of the chat again, Sean, if you want to jump on, mate.
I was looking at the tour squad. Sosa's not gone. Does anyone know what's happened to him?
They said something he had. I don't know if it was him that had a family issue going on, but I think it's also because they know they're going to be loaning him out. So I can't remember exactly if it was him or somebody had something that they needed to take care of, so they didn't. But I think the reality is Sosa's got to be loaned out, right? With Robertson and
he looked pretty decent when he came on, to tell the truth, but he didn't put a foot wrong.
Who was that?
Sosa. When he came on, he didn't really put a foot wrong, did he? When he came on, he looked pretty decent. He was
I thought he looked passing defensively.
You reckon? I thought he looked all right.
He just got walked around like he wasn't even there, but it's what's expected because he has 26 games in the Brazilian league. I think is all he's done in his professional career. So I just think he looked like he didn't even know what to do. He looked like I said a 19-year-old with 26 games in the Brazilian league, as you would expect that guy to look. I think he's going on loan.
Yeah, and Wayne, I think you're spot on, mate. Honestly, minimum, Wayne. Honestly, because I think we're in trouble again otherwise. I really do. I'm not saying we'll finish 17th again, Wayne, don't get me wrong. and people will say, well, look, we should create more chances.
Just can't see where the goals are coming from, mate.
But where are the goals coming from? They might score a couple of more goals than they have this season. But we need someone that's going to bang 20 in from a central position. And we need lads on the wings that are going to contribute between 10 and 15 GA a season, I would say. And that's 50. And then if you said goals from the rest of the team, even if you said they could muster 40 between them, right? And then you're relying on the rest of the team to score maybe another 30, 35.
Well, we relied on the defensive midfielder and the defence last season to bloody score goals, didn't we? It was ridiculous.
Yeah. There you go, Danny's in.
It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Big up, Dan.
Big up, everyone.
Oh, you will. No echo, Dan? No echo?
No, there is echo.
Oh.
There is echo. I don't know if anyone else has heard it throughout the whole show, but there has been echo. Some people.
Yeah, there's a little bit. I can hear it.
I've got echo, and Dan had echo as well.
Oh, I do. I can't hear any echo here, honestly. I can't. You all sound clear as a bell. It's mad.
At the start, there wasn't, but it came on later in the show.
Yeah, still on.
I do apologise, everyone.
So you should say sorry, Cookie.
You know, we only sat there for an hour and a half, Dan, trying to work it out.
Oh, yeah, I'm the troublemaker, not you.
I think that absolute fraud Sean Butler should come on as well.
Listen, Sean,
Yeah,
you're more than welcome if you're about, mate. I know you've had a busy day streaming. If you want to pop on for
It's a
10
cracking
minutes,
show.
Sean,
It was a cracking show earlier.
I've stuck it in the chat.
But
So,
by the way, I'm gonna say something on this Daniel. Sorry, you were saying something, Cookie.
Yeah, go on. No, you carry on, Dan. It's all right, mate. Go on.
I was gonna say something on the Daniel Levy thing, right? I mean, most of you probably know how much I hated Daniel Levy. Like, I was one of the extremists when it came to Daniel Levy, and I'm glad he's gone, right? But I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. There is a chance that what he has done, and I've never been one to say that Daniel Levy was completely shit, right? We all know that he could have done more, right? But what he did do in the time I know we didn't win enough trophies and this kind of stuff, but to get us to a point where we are now, right? A lot of that is down to him.
What, nearly relegated?
Yeah, and that as well. But what I'm going to say is, in the next 5 years to 10 years, right, if we've won multiple big trophies, I'm not talking, if we've won the Premier League or something like this, right, then we can have that argument to say, was Daniel Levy's prior 25 years the foundation blocks for us going on to actually succeed and win big trophies, right? I'm just going to put it out there.
No, I don't agree with that. No.
Why?
Go on, Rowley.
No, I don't agree with that because, like, Daniel Levy's had his time, yeah, and you can't say, oh, it was down that he built building blocks. I can't believe that because we've been short so many times, so many seasons. We've been short on players. It's just rubbish. I know we built the stadium, yeah. Thank you for that. But you could have stayed in a real estate, stayed in the back room instead of sorting out the team and that. But whether Daniel Levy has been just like the mouthpiece for Enoch, yeah, and Enoch was pulling his strings like a fucking puppet, who knows? Yeah, you could say that because what's happened is Daniel Levy went, and we were terrible, weren't we? We still weren't buying players, and we had a really shit January where we could have done with some, and we were looking at each other going, "Why the hell haven't we bought any players?" We're right down there, like we could get relegated. There's an actual chance we could get relegated, and we ain't bought no players. So that was down to Enoch, yeah. So was it Enoch pulling his strings? You don't know, do you?
But was it down? Well, there's an argument to say that if we had bought players in January, right, we might have not have bought the right players, right? And we might have not been able to go and spend 200 million on two absolute top class central midfielders, right?
Yeah, but that would give us a chance, though, wouldn't it, Dan? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's an argument to say that their thinking at that time was that we should have enough in the team to not get relegated and reassess in the summer, right? I'm just putting it out there.
The players were there, mate. The Lookman was there, wasn't he, on the wing? We could have got him.
Lookman, I don't rate personally. I don't rate Lookman personally.
Well, he was better than what we had.
But is he a solution for the long term, or is he just a quick fix just to get us out of a hole?
Could have been a loan.
Both.
Yeah, but what if the clubs didn't want a loan because Atalanta didn't want a loan? They wanted to sell him.
Yeah, but he had more output than what we had on the wings.
I know, but
we lost Kudus and everyone, didn't we? So we had output.
But again, Atalanta did not want to sell him. Did not want to loan him. They wanted to sell him. Oh, look who it is!
So buy him. What's the problem with buying Lookman?
Big up, Shawnee. Because at the end of the day, right? The end of the day, look, personally, the way I see it, right? I think they should have bought some players or a player in January more than just Gallagher. I think Gallagher's a great signing for us, right? I've been saying that since before he joined. But at the same time, I look at what they've done this window, and they did say in January that they have their targets of who they want, right, in the summer. And to me, what they've done already is something that none of us would have expected, which is go and break our transfer record twice in the space of a couple of days.
Hallelujah!
So I don't understand.
Sorry, Danny, we can't include moments of actual positivity in the analysis. We can't do that because donuts are going to donut, and they are absolutely embedded in their fucking analysis. Excuse my French. Big up to you, Cookie.
That's a dangerous game they were playing, though, Dan.
Agree with this.
We can't allow moments of pleasure to infect our analysis that Daniel Levy was somehow a fucking cancer on the football club. What are we doing here? Daniel, I used to respect you, mate. I respect your balance, but what I just heard before I had to get I was about to get into bed. I was about to go to bed, and the hat was coming off, right? The baldness was about to be exposed. I was getting into bed, and then Danny Kiriakou sent me the usual message that he does. He loves to fucking stoke the flames. He loves to stoke it, and he did it very successfully. You know why? Because he went, "Don't go to bed, Butler. Don't go to bed. Go on to the cooking show. Go on to the Two Mark show." I said, "What's going on over there?" He went, "Oh, Danlist is calling you out." So I had to rewind a couple of minutes. I watched it. And this is you, Danlist. You, the most balanced, most normally, naturally lovely fella in the world, going, with the bollocks.
Oh, here we go.
In hell. Stell's even changed. Stell was so sweaty after that indictment from me. He's changed his shirt.
Wait, Cookie. Mute your mic for a second while people are talking, because I think it's coming from your mic.
Danny. It was muted.
No, it was fine. It was fine until Stell came in. It was fine. Then all of a sudden, it's not fine anymore.
That's his cave.
Are you still rattled? Is Sean still rattled? Is he still triggered by my masterclass? What's going on here?
Oh God!
There's an echo though.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Right, go on in. So, what we saying there about this Mr. Levy then? Was it him getting pulled in the strings? Was it?
The echo.
It's got worse.
It's awful, isn't it?
Stell, mute your mic for a sec. Hello, try again.
Like that. That's better, isn't it?
It's better, yeah.
It's his cave. He's living in a cave, isn't he? You got a cave house still.
Is it really echoing when my mic's on?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, really badly.
Let me jump out, come back in.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Yeah. Nice one. Sean, so anything else that you wanted to say about the Tottenham transfer window as it stands? Are you worried about forward, Sean?
Yeah, no, I really am, mate. Really am. Listen, I'll come on your show anytime you want, Marky, to have a conversation about the bigger picture stuff.
Yeah.
wasn't expecting to come on tonight to. Listen, I had a lot of drink. I've had a lot of drink, so I apologise in advance. But it was, I only popped on tonight because Danny told me that my name was in the mud from Danalist. Of all the people, if it was Scott, I'm not sure who the man is at the top right. I'm sorry, but I don't know.
That's Dave.
Dave.
Dave, nice to meet you, bro. I don't know you, but I wouldn't, people that I don't know often go after me. Scott M would go after me. Maybe Cookie. I met you in person, and you're lovely, but you might go after me. Danny Kiriakou, I love to pieces in the person. He's capable of going after me. The man on the top, Biker Yid. I've seen a couple of his videos. He's a massive Levy out. Be up to you. But Danalist, you're supposed to be the middle ground, bro. You're supposed to be the same.
I don't think you listen to me. I don't think you listen to me.
Fucking I come after.
Explain, Dallas. Go on, mate.
I don't think you listen to me enough, mate. I'm very, very critical, man. I'm not really balanced. I'm very, very critical, man.
You
I
made
don't
an
think you
enemy
listen
of
to
me
me enough.
tonight, sir.
Mate, being balanced is for the woke people that want to say things like,
Shut up. You've changed your t-shirt. You were sweating so much after my fucking after I annihilated you so much. I pulled out the sock show, right? Pulled out the puppet show. You had to change your
God.
You were sweating so much, mate. What happened there, bro?
put that sock in your mouth where it belongs, mate.
I've finished the one. Carry on with your story.
Oh, that's brilliant.
It definitely sounds a bit better. I can't hear echo.
Yeah, it
like
sounds
I did
better.
before.
I've got headphones on now, so that should.
Oh, that's better.
That's loads better.
Yeah, it's a lot better. It's a lot better.
I want to hear what Dallas has to say now because he's got to come back at Sean now.
There's nothing I can do to convince Sean. I heard it was a great show. Big up to you two down below. Yeah, really good show, and yeah, forth. But I'm very, very Enoch out, Levy out. I just can't defend them. I can't hear. I hate to hear people defend them after they've given me so much pain over the past 25 years. I don't know, Sean. Have you not felt that? Going to work, meeting people, talking to other fans. It's all about rivalries, isn't it? And Spurs, it's a laughing stock. Spurs always falling short. I'm just sick of it, man. Absolutely sick of the failure.
The version of Tottenham in the 90s when we had David Howells and like fuck,
I remember the
90s. What are we doing here? We had Ronnie Rosenthal and we had fucking like what exactly is it? Stuart Nethercott. What exactly is it that we have regressed from? I
What about the 80s? What about the 80s?
I wasn't alive. I was alive in '84. I wasn't a Tottenham fan until '90. Right, when my head started understanding stuff. Right, my first season ticket was '93, '94 season. Like I became conscious of Tottenham in the 90s. Okay,
We had a bad chairman.
It's like sitting there like an American and going, "Well, it was much better when we were Native American." What in the 1700s? What are we talking about? In your living history, what period of Tottenham was more exciting?
We're comparing 25 years.
Then
to 25 years.
Stel, you're the same age as me.
25 versus 25.
Stel,
You're comparing
you
25 years of Levy
analysis
to
of Tottenham
10 years of the 90s. That's not fair.
Mate, you're doing it in 25-year segments, of which the vast majority of the 25 years that you try to proclaim was a better segment than Daniel Levy was before you were born, bro. What are we doing here? In the lifetime,
I was born in 79. I was born in 79.
But Sean, you deflected the question, mate.
You were a Tottenham fan from what, 86, 87? You were born in 79, by the way.
80, 81, and then we won the UEFA Cup, didn't we, in that decade?
Are you 47, 48?
47, yeah.
Didn't we?
I look young. I know. I look.
I'm gonna go on, Dan. Let's go, mate.
Yeah, Sean, haven't you felt that pain? No, over the past 25 years, 26 years of just too much, mate. Obviously, I can't. So many times, just
you're basing it against the comparison of something which is like weird to me.
Don't you have that though with people?
We finished second, Dan. We finished third twice.
Yeah, but that's not winning, is it?
We're not Man United. We're not Arsenal. We're not Liverpool. Like if you were to speak to a Brighton fan and go, "How do you feel about finishing sixth?" I go, "Well, I mean, compared to Arsenal, it's not. What are we doing here?"
But we were close, Sean. We could have got over the line, man. with
Well,
their
because
investment.
of who? Because of who?
Bad decisions by the club.
No, but how did we get there in the first place? Because of good decisions by the football club?
I think with Pochettino, we got very, very lucky. He was an
Because
excellent
of
manager.
lucky. So you're going to invoke fortune when things were
He's
good.
not the norm,
you're
is he,
going to invoke.
Pochettino?
You're going to invoke incompetence when things were bad. I'm sorry, Dan. Mate, as much as I respect you, bro, if that's your that's your rationality, then like I can't argue with that. If you're going to sit there and say the reason why we were doing better than we should have done or have ever done in our lifetimes is because of fortune, and the reason why we didn't do as well in other moments is because of incompetence, that's a you problem. That's not a logical
Again,
argument.
Sean,
Bro.
you didn't answer the question, man. The club.
I
failed
asked
to
you a
back the
question and I'm
manager.
reacting to your answer, mate.
Yeah, but the club failed to back the manager in the
Who
key
got the
moments of the
fucking football
Pochettino.
club there? You have an irrational hatred for Daniel Levy because
We
he
haven't
didn't
been there
take-
though, have we?
Sean, I'm not
we
having
did.
that,
We
man.
finished second and we finished third twice.
Well, what's that? Who cares whether we get second or third? We want to,
Who am I
we
talking
want
to? Who am I talking
success.
to? Who was,
So what happened at Leicester?
Like you.
Didn't Leicester
Like
win it that season?
you.
Spurs could have gone on and won it, but they just didn't do enough.
But we got there.
We
had
didn't
no
get
depth.
there. Didn't win.
We got where, Sean? Where?
Oh, I'm sorry. If you don't fucking win the league, then everything's a failure. What the fuck are you lot talking about? Sam, come on now. I'm sick and fucking tired of hearing
Oh yeah,
this
top
absolute
four.
bollocks.
Top four's a trophy. I forgot. Top four's a trophy.
Shut
That's
up,
what I mean.
mate. What are we
European.
doing?
We've got a European place to make the
Bollocks
club
out
more money.
Honestly, it's the most fucking
Can I
idiotic
say something? Can I
I've
say
ever heard
something,
in my
Sean?
life.
Like, you know
Come
how I
on, wake up.
I was an avid hater of Daniel Levy, right? I hated Daniel Levy because I wanted more trophies and I wanted to see Spurs compete at a high level when we could have. But having said that, when you look over what's happened now, right, there has to be a consensus that without him doing what he did, right, we would not be in the situation where we could go and spend 200, 300, 400 million in one window, right? And we all know, I think we can all agree that Daniel Levy was never going to take us to the next level purely because of the way his negotiations are, the way he negotiates in business.
Do you know what, Danny? Do you know what, Danny?
No one wanted to deal with Daniel Levy.
For the last 5 fucking years of my life, I've been willing to fucking concede certain parts of the argument. But when I'm presented with people that sit there and make out like finishing second for Tottenham Hotspur is not good enough, I'm no longer going to sit there and concede that. Actually, you feel like you want to feel. You guys are fucking idiots. You're idiot. If that's how you think that second isn't
There's
good
no
enough,
need, Sean, to speak like that, mate. If you've had
that
too
have
much
never-
to just
that
go.
have
Need to
never
get
done it.
personal,
They've
isn't it?
never done it.
So
since
if you can't handle yourself, mate, just go. Leave the stream, mate. You don't have to speak like that to
Don't get
us.
personal.
Just debate back with us, mate. Just have a conversation. That's all we want. Don't have to speak like that, buddy. If you've had too much to drink, just go.
Dan,
Yeah?
don't be a dickhead, mate. I was having
No,
a joke.
I'm
Don't be a
dickhead.
dickhead.
You're the one swearing, effing and biting and making.
You're
talk about
the,
the
only reason I'm on
football.
the only reason I'm on the show, mate, is because you came on talking about my performance earlier on. So shut the fuck up, bro. Right?
No, I'm not shutting the fuck up.
Well, then I won't either,
Let's,
mate. So then
let's
fucking
talk about
relax.
the football.
Relax.
Let's talk about the football. Go on.
Relax. All right. The only reason I'm on your channel, the Mark, is because Dan List came on talking about my performance earlier, Dan. So if you don't like my reaction to it, then relax, bro.
Yeah, you can react. You can disagree with me, but it's the way.
I'll do it in the way
mate.
that I want to, bro.
Way
So
you're going
don't be
about it.
personal.
don't tell me to leave the fucking stream, pal.
Yeah, well,
Who the
calm
fuck are you?
down. Calm down, mate. You're swearing. And you said yourself you've had too much to drink, mate. You've said it yourself.
And you haven't had too much to drink, but you're still being a donut. So give a fuck. You know what I mean?
All right, mate. Whatever.
There's no need to be personal, though, Sean.
Let's just stop being all woke here. Just get on with it. It's a football
Exactly,
chat.
just get on with
It's
it.
banter.
It's
Come
woke,
on, man.
yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on,
man.
come on. How many times, Danielist, and me and you gone to toe to toe, and how many times have I gone with other people and Stel and Sean? It's fucking YouTube, man. Let's just all get along.
Can I
right?
just say what just happened there is further proof of the damage that Levy's done, dividing us and the toxicity that he has brought to this club.
I love
That
Stel
was
the way he twists it.
that all stemmed from Levy. All of that.
Yeah, man.
Look, Stel, you know how much I
Nice try,
fucking
Stel.
hated Levy,
Nice try.
right?
Nice try.
Yeah, that was good, Stel. That was got to give it to you.
It's factual.
look, I fucking hated Levy with a passion, and what the things I used to call him. But still, I don't think we could be where we are if it wasn't for his decisions that he made. And yes, we didn't win as much as we should have done or we could have done. But I'm looking now at the present moment and where we are going as a football club. Now that he is gone, right? I'm hoping that now the way the board is now, that we are going to start seeing a team that's going to be ambitious, right?
Yeah, but Danny,
And that couldn't have happened if it wasn't for Levy. Let's be honest here. As much as it's hard to admit.
yeah, but there's two ways to look at it, right? You can say what you've just said, which is valid, but you can also say
And correct.
the poor decisions he made the last 6 years, the £900 million wasted on transfers that haven't worked, the £100 million in manager compensation that he spunked because he couldn't stick by any manager that he chose. All that money wasted when Spurs actually had a bloody good team has now led us to a place.
Because of Daniel Levy.
It has now led us to a place where we're rock bottom and the competition is the strongest it's ever been. We had a chance to do well when the competition was weak and we blew it because of him.
I know,
Just how we're going to say, look where Daniel's got us, but look what Daniel did to us. It's like,
but
can't just forget that and just say, oh, it's all right because it's.
So it's a net then, right? It's a net. It's a wash.
Sean, can I just add one point, right? Of course, you can't forget what's happened, right? Because I think all of us would have liked Spurs to have gone that extra mile when we were at the peak of our powers, right? Of course, that's what you'd expect. That's what you'd want. But we didn't do that. Now, I understand we can talk about the ENIC not giving enough money to the club, and we were trying to build a new stadium and fund that at the same time as taking loans out from the bank. But there was no investment from ENIC. So you can always have a blame element towards them, right? But what if, I'm going to paint a picture here.
But Danny, we spent £900 million.
One second.
We spent £900 million.
Stell, let me finish the point. Let me finish the point, right? In the next 15 years, right, if Spurs go on and win 5 Premier League titles in the Champions League, are you then going to sit there and say that wasn't because of Daniel Levy building the foundation?
No, he'll find a way to make it about something else.
Get that? I'm just going to put it out there. And this is coming from someone who fucking hated Daniel Levy. Just to say that.
Yeah, but if you watch the show I did with Sean, I said I give Daniel credit for making us financially stable. He made us a financially stable football club. I did say that. I did concede that.
Yeah, you also said after the show that you were going to concede something else that you didn't get a chance to concede. I'd love to hear what that was, still.
You also said after the show that when you know you're losing an argument, you still double down like I do, right? The after show stuff stays after show, right? That's why it's after show conversation.
All right, yeah.
You can't bring up stuff without me bringing up stuff.
Really? Interesting.
Stick to your guns, look. Stick to your guns.
I never got a chance to hear what it was exactly that you were going to concede that you never got the chance to
Sean's
concede.
the kind of guy you go Las Vegas with, and as soon as you come back home, he goes and tells your wife, do you know what?
Oh, is that right? Yeah, is that right?
He did in Las Vegas.
I'm the sort of guy that goes to Las Vegas and I'm begging that no one tells the story.
Yeah, that's more like Sean.
What are we doing here? Listen. I'm gonna drop off. Right, Danalist pretending like he's the owner of the channel and asking me to leave. It's all good. I don't want to make any bad energy on this show. I love you all. What I was basically saying was anyone that can't acknowledge things. I don't know Biker Yid, but I'd love to speak to you. I'd love to get you on the show.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Marky, the same, Scott M, all you guys at the top. I love you guys. Dan, listen, I don't know what your fucking issue is tonight, but whatever. If you guys would allow me to leave without making it too much of a fuss, I'm going to go because I don't
Big up, Sean.
Love you guys. Take care. See you soon.
See you later, mate.
See you soon, Sean.
See you later, Shawnee.
Thanks
Bye,
for
mate.
later. Take care, mate. There you go, Mr. Butler in the house.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Why is it as soon as I turn up, the shit hits the fan? Like, it's just, you should just stay there watching.
It sticks to you like shit to a blanket. It really does.
Yeah, it does.
I think the whole Daniel Levy thing is just it's always going to be the same thing. Someone's going to have one opinion of him, others are going to have a different opinion. He's done good. He's done a lot of good. He's done a lot of bad. but he's not at the club anymore.
That man.
Do you know what I mean? So,
Mate, do you know what it is? Nobody was chairman as long as Levy in the history of Tottenham and any other English club. No one's been in charge of a club as long as he was, right? And the tolerance, the absolute acceptance that was given to him by our fan base has never been seen by any fan base at any club, to accept what continually happened to us.
Yeah.
That constant failure, falling short, not investing properly, hiring. We went through, was it 17 managers under him? 17. And it's just, we accepted it. And I think that's what's done it. It's the acceptance that did it, I think. I might be wrong.
I'm not accepting being a mediocre club still. I'm sorry. I'm not going to accept that. We're a big club and we should be treated as one. You know what I mean? By our chairman.
So the club, right, they can do two things here. Yeah, they can build towards being a better club, right? Yeah, that's great. But also they can run things well at the same time, which they haven't on the pitch. I mean, you know, wasting so much money buying shit, buying players for the future, making wrong decision after wrong decision, wasting so much money. And I just can't have it, man. I just can't have the lack of success over the past 26 years. And yeah, because what they've done, obviously they built us up to getting into the Champions League, and then they suddenly stopped trying, didn't they? They didn't go up to the next level. They didn't push the transfers more. They didn't take more risk. And this is the problem. They just completely continue to make the same mistakes season on, season in, right? And this is the issue, isn't it?
You know the window we're having right now.
Yeah.
If we had this window under Poch or under Conte, we would have won the Premier League. We would have won the Premier League. We would have done it. We might have won the Champions League as well. We would have done it. But now we do it when we're 17th, and
we've got a depleted squad.
Yeah, the squad's busted.
We haven't got a first 11 even now.
But the proof is in the pudding, right?
And we spent all that money in midfield, but we still ain't got no strikers. I mean, it's crazy.
But the proof is in the pudding, right? Like the team. It's like you said earlier on, Stel. Like in order for everyone to really believe that ENIC have changed, they've got to do this for the next couple of years. And like we've all said, the window's not done yet, and there still needs a lot of work still to be done before the window closes. So we have to wait and see what they do.
I've got a question for who've just come on.
Still.
Dan, Stel, and Danny. We obviously know we need to strengthen in the attacking area. What players? Two-part question. How many players do you think we need minimum, and what players, identity of player, would you like to see us bring in? Just throw some names at us.
Minimum two
over there.
Minimum 2 players. Ideally another 4, but it's not going to happen. Minimum 2. I don't care what position they play. They've got to score goals. They just got to put the ball in the back of the net, because that's the only thing we're missing. Whether it's a number 10, a left winger, a right winger, an 8, a right winger, I don't care. If they can't score goals, this is going to be a very, very underwhelming season again. We just don't have goals in this team right now. That's what I think.
There's no output at all.
I think you're right, mate.
No.
And the problem is, I don't know. I mean, because I sort of almost feel not led down the garden path, but I almost feel like they've done what they've done up to now, or up to 2 weeks ago. And then I feel like I'm almost being led down the garden path again. Now, still, you've just said 2 players minimum. I can't see them getting 4. I think they've got to get 4, mate.
Oh, I do.
I really think that someone put in the chat earlier 4 minimum.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, they've got 6. If they get another 4, that's basically, that's 10. Right? It's a lot of players still to bed in, isn't it? Over and expect them to start winning straight away.
Mate, they're
But
not. They're not.
we
They're
do
not.
need them. We need them still.
Mark, they're not. They're not going to get 4 because I'm telling you, I swear to God, we are going to keep Solanke, Richie, and Tell. We're going to keep them. I can just see it. We're going to bloody keep them. I know we are. Maybe if we're super lucky, one of them gets moved on. Maybe. I think we're going to keep. I think we're going to keep all 3. I don't think they're going to get rid of them.
But the problem is you got to understand is that it's the players have to be wanted by other clubs, and if the other teams are not willing to pay for the players, right, even at a cut price like Richarlison, then how do we expect him to leave? They're not going to They're not just going to throw his contract up in the air, because at the end of the day, as much as people might hate Richarlison, like I do, right, he still scored goals last season, and if we haven't brought anyone else in, you're going to have to try and utilize what you have. Now, I don't think I do believe we're going to get 3 attackers, right? And I believe we'll get 1 winger, and we'll get, I think all the players we're going to target are going to be players that can play in multiple positions. That's what I think, right? They're going to be rotational players who can do a job as a striker, can do a job as a winger, number 10. So if you get like a Krupi, for example, then you have a player who plays a striker and a number 10 or a second striker, right? And you get Savino who can play left and right. So there's options.
But Danny, where's the goals? It's great having players that can play left, right. Where's the goals? Who's going to put the ball in the back of the net? You saw us pre-season. Richarlison missing one-on-ones. Yang missing open goals. Mikey Moore smashing it over the bar. You're watching, you're thinking, just one half decent striker and we would have won 3-4-0.
I agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first pre-season game. One pre-season game.
Danny,
you think Tell Solomon? Go on, you go. Dan.
Yeah, Danny. Do you think, say Spurs do get in a couple of more forward players, even? I mean, I don't think it will happen, but say 3. Richarlison's looking at it and thinking, well, I'm not going to play. Do you think he can force his own move?
Potentially, but I mean, if the reports are, I look, what I know about Richarlison is that I think the club don't want him to stay. The problem with Richarlison is if he wants to stay, right, and no club is giving him an offer, then what do you do?
And you don't register him for the Premier League.
No, that's just stupid, Scott, because you can't go into a season with 1 less striker when you've already got a striker problem at the football club. Come on, use logic, please. Use a bit of common sense.
But it's like
buy a striker and don't register Richarlison.
No, listen. I don't give a shit about the quality. I'm talking about what's available. You cannot go into a season.
Well, then don't sell Lancashire. Don't sell Lancashire. We shouldn't have sold Lancashire.
Yeah, that's we shouldn't have sold Lancashire.
Clearly, they didn't want Lancashire. Clearly,
we've got Scarlett.
Why can't they buy a striker?
Again, all of you are talking like Tottenham want these players, right? They clearly don't want these players, but they're going to have to utilize
Danny,
what they have.
remember last year?
They cannot get rid of every single player.
I heard this excuse last year. I heard this excuse.
Where's the goals coming from?
This is the same.
De Zerbi clearly believes Solanke is going to score goals this season.
This is the same excuse I heard last season. When we sold Johnson, I said, do not sell him unless we get a replacement. He banged in 19 goals last year. He might not score 19 this year, but who's going to score goals if we get rid of him? There's no one left. We got rid of him. No replacement came in, and the shit hit the fan. We're doing it again. We've got rid of Lancashire, but we got Richie now. We know he's not good enough, and we're going to stick with this guy because we can't sell him. Can't we just? You can force players out, like Scott said. You say to him, we're not going to register you next season. You can rot in the reserves or speak to your agent and get an exit out of this club. We will take a dip in price. You are not part of the plans. And you manage him out. But what we're going to do is, all right, 1 more year. Maybe De Zerbi can get a tune out of him. That's what we're going to do.
I don't think De Zerbi wants to get a tune out of Richarlison still. It's a matter of if you cannot bring in and more players to replace him, then you've got to try and utilize what you have until you can get the player you want. Because bringing in 1 striker is already difficult as it is. Bringing in 2 strikers, You're asking for a fucking like us to climb Mount Everest and then come back down again with
We
no
did,
oxygen tanks.
we did
It's
this with
impossible.
Moani last year. We did this with Moani.
Still, we're struggling. We're struggling to get a striker, and you guys are talking about getting 2 strikers. I mean, come on, man.
I never said. Hold on 1 minute. I never said striker. I said sign players. I don't care what position they play in that have got
Score
goals. In
goals.
them. As long
Right.
as they've
What
got goals in
strikers?
them,
What strikers realistically can we
Groupie.
get right now? Right.
Groupie's a player that's got goals in him.
Exactly. So that's who I would want. That's the dream signing for me right now. Who's realistic? Because no one else is realistic.
What about Garassi?
I don't want Garassi personally.
I
Maybe he
don't
could
know
do a
enough
job.
about him. I
Yeah.
don't know enough about him.
What about Thiago, Mika Gotts?
I'll take
no.
Thiago.
Thiago's he's a donkey.
Yeah.
Another
Scores
donkey.
goals, doesn't he?
What would you rather
He's
have?
a
Marmouche.
Thiago's a donkey. We've got a pigeon at the moment.
A pigeon who scored 13 Premier League goals, just to say. And I fucking hate Richarlison. I never wanted him at Football Club in the first place.
I don't know, man. I just feel like when Richarlison's on the pitch, we're down to 10 men.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that same way.
He can't play the Zerbi ball. He can't play.
He's
the
got no
football.
touch. He's got to have a first touch. You've got to play fast, one-touch football with the Derby, and Richarlison can't do that. He ain't got a first touch.
Mate, every time I watch Richarlison, all I'm doing is watching a player chasing his first touch.
And then he falls over.
He's just chasing his first touch every time he plays. I don't know.
Yeah.
Would you take Mika Gotts?
I don't know enough about Mika, so I don't really know him too much, to be honest. You'll have to
He's
tell
got
me about him.
very good output.
Guys,
Someone mentioned Torres.
to be honest, I'm getting bored with the whole conversation of who this one, that one. We just have to wait in it. We have no idea who the club
Scott-
are
Scott
bringing
said
in.
Of course we don't.
Wait,
Of course we
Scott
don't.
said Mamouche. There you go, Mamouche.
We'll take him.
There's options out there. Just got to get them.
Can I
think it's
say,
about-
I would rather spend 100 million on Mamouche than Tonali, if I'm honest with you, because for me, goals is the biggest problem at this club. I'd rather spend the money on the
I
Mamouche.
think I don't agree with that. Still, I think our biggest problem has always been the midfield battle. We're too pussy in the midfield.
Yeah.
Sorry, we for the last couple of years, we have just been absolutely outplayed and dominated because our midfielders have been Archie Gray, Bentancur when he was not injured, when he was injured, Berg, Val, Saar. I mean, we've been obliterated in the midfield by so many teams who are not as good as us as an overall team,
Yeah, but
including
we
the
were-
injuries we've had.
We've got to have someone
we
to
were-
put the ball in the
But
net.
we
though,
were
haven't we?
okay. We were okay when the goal scorers were here, like Son and when Maddison was fit and Johnson. When the goal scorers were here, we were okay. We finished fifth. Don't forget, because we had goal scorers. Goal scorers
Again-
get you out of trouble. We don't have goal scorers now, so we're constantly in trouble. We don't have anyone that can put the ball.
But
in.
how do we sit here and know that the players that we've got cannot score goals? Because if they're playing a
we
certain
can't do
way,
Because we've
I'm just
seen him
gonna-
play for 10 years in the Premier League.
I'm just saying that
Solanke,
playing.
Richarlison, how do we know they can't score? Because they've been shit for
Yeah, I don't like them either. But I'm just saying that none of you are giving the reality that maybe the Zerbi can actually get a tune out of someone like Solanke.
Solanke
We've heard
had
this
8
from
goals.
every manager.
This is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do. We're going to.
Scott,
We've heard that every manager, Danny.
Look,
Every manager we hear
I'm
it.
just saying what it is. That's all. I'm saying.
understand
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that's a possibility.
Every
But
manager
based on
we're
what,
trying to get
Dan?
a tune out
Because
of a
he
player.
doesn't have a history of
which
doing it.
is
Deserby
amazing.
hasn't got shit players to score goals in the past.
Well, he
That's
did. He
not
got
what
Danny
he's done.
Welbeck to score goals. He's got Matoma, who's nobody, to score goals.
Danny Welbeck scored goals his whole time. When Deserby left, he still scores goals.
Yeah, but he made it. He's the one that resurrected his career.
Can I ask you a question then? Let's test the water here. Maybe Deserby can get a tune out of Solanke or Richie or Tell, blah, blah, blah. Right. If the next 3-4 friendly games that we play, we see the same stinky behaviour up front, is this conversation going to change? Or are we still going to say, no, but just be patient and...
It's only a friendly.
Or is it going to be panic stations?
Well,
Or-
this
or
is
only
is
a
it literally
friendly.
gonna be panic stations?
This is another thing I want to talk about because that is a big point, right? They are friendly games. These are not competitive games. So when I see people like fucking having a wank fest over fucking what's his name, Luca Williams Barnett in a fucking friendly, I mean, it's ridiculous to be honest with you. I mean, it's a friendly. How many times have we seen Sarr look like a fucking Yaya Toure in pre-season, and then all of a sudden he's shit, right? Because when you go to play with pressure, right, in front of 62,000 fans, right, and you're playing for something, there's a different level of pressure, and that's when the real players will turn up, and that's when we got to see
Danny,
who the players are. Who look, I trust De Zerbi. If he's saying I trust these players, I'm going to trust that because
Danny,
for me,
same
De Zerbi's
logic.
the best manager I've seen at Spurs since Poch, in my opinion.
Same logic.
Not even close to the best manager since Poch. What are we talking about? Conte? Jose?
They were never right
better
for
than
us.
Conte?
Danny, same logic. If we can't praise players during pre-season, are we then going to say that the strikers don't worry if they don't score goals or if they miss the target or if they miss open goals because it's only pre-season, they're not trying to score? Is that what we're saying then?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's not a very good barometer to test to see whether or not they're going to do well.
Gauge it on though, Danny.
And also,
Danny, what can we gauge it on?
Also, look at the players they're playing with. They're playing with players like Manol Solomon. I mean, come on! Like this is not the proper team that Spurs are going to be.
Well,
fielding
he's another
in the
one
Premier
still at the
League.
club. He's
He
another
could be
one.
your
He's
left
another
winger
one
next
still
year.
here.
Yeah,
another one
that'd
still
be
there.
another joke. But look, people are getting so worried about what's happening at Spurs. We've still got a month and a bit for the transfer window to end. So I mean, I still think Tottenham are going to do deals. So I don't know why everyone's just crying about.
You just told us there's no strikers we can sign. So who cares if there's a month?
There are strikers we can sign, whether or not they're good enough, right? I told you I want Krupi. That's who I want.
But what can be worse than what we've already got?
Good
I don't know,
This is
mate.
the worst. This is the worst front
strikers,
three.
guys.
This is the worst front three I've ever seen at Tottenham in all the years I've supported this club. I don't remember a year where the front three were this bad ever.
Yeah.
Even in the
Yeah,
90s.
we got
De Zerbi
Kudus coming
said
back.
he's bringing in 2 players. He said that we're looking at,
a minimum. He said, and that's a
he
minimum
said
of 2
it.
players.
He said it himself. Who those players are, we're just waiting.
And if we get rid of more, we'll bring in more.
Will we?
We do need to sell though. We've got a lot of dead.
I can't watch Richarlison
fact-
for
the
another
fact-
season.
the fact-
guys.
the
I
fact
can't
that they
watch
wanna
it.
bring in-
I can't-
I'm with
can't
you.
watch
I'm
Richarlison
with you,
anymore.
Stel, on that. I can't watch. I can't watch Richie for another year. Tell and Slanky for me. They get 1 more year.
They're just mediocre players, though, Dave. Aren't they? Awful.
They are. They're
Yeah.
mediocre. Yeah.
Richie, he has got to go. I don't care if he's a lovely guy, whatever. He loves the club, but he's.
But do you know what? Do you know what, Dave?
painful.
Do you know what the problem is, right? It goes back to, again, that we cannot change everything in one window. The fact that we've already done so much already is not like Spurs, right? So, and the fact that De Zerbi is saying we need 2 attackers who are our first targets, right? So I'm expecting Tottenham to do what they've done with Tonali and Fernandes and go and get their targets, right? If they get those targets, then we can look at. Then I think what the club are going to do is look at seeing how they can get rid of the players they don't want still, and seeing if they can get rid of them and then bring in other ones, right? Because the problem is, everyone keeps talking about they don't want Slanky and Richarlison. I think none of us are stupid enough to see that they're both not good enough for Spurs. The problem is you can't get rid of both of them in one window, and if you're going to choose who you're going to get rid of, it's going to be Richarlison because he is not suited to the way De Zerbi plays. And Solanke, unfortunately, can hold the ball up better than Richarlison, and he's better as a focal point. That is the truth, right? That is why De Zerbi's trusting him over Richarlison, because he's not stupid, and he knows that he cannot get rid of both in one summer. It's impossible.
Why not?
Because we're struggling to get strikers. It is. I'm explaining the same thing over and over again. Are you deaf?
You just told us we're getting 2 new attackers in, though.
Attackers. I didn't say fucking strikers. Listen. Use your ears, Scott.
That's not,
I just don't know why we can't buy 2 new strikers. Why? It's
Oh
so
my
impossible.
god.
All right, Danny, why can't we sign an attacker that scores goals?
Which attacker score goals?
Morgan Gibbs White.
Rafael Leao.
There you
Morgan
go.
Gibbs White's a midfielder.
But
We need
still
wingers
attacks.
and
He still plays 10, can't
strikers, right?
Okay,
And he
Leao.
scores.
The guys just said Leao.
I don't know. Why don't you ask the Zerbi in Tottenham why we can't sign Leao? I don't know.
But we
Well,
all
no,
just
you
want
just
the
said
best for
mention
the
the
club.
players, mentioning them.
No, but I'm saying I want Leao as well. But why are we not signing him? There's obviously a reason why they're not signing him. I don't know what that reason is.
Because they're putting all their eggs into one basket with Savinho. That's why.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's just my take of it. I think
This is
they're
like a
going-
Damio all over again, isn't it? With Savinho.
Like I said in the beginning of the show, we need to give City a deadline with this one. Then, if it don't work out,
Move
move on to other targets.
Honestly, guys, I don't care if we sign 2 more number 10s. If they get us 40 goals, sign them. I really couldn't care what position anyone.
How are you going to play 2 number 10s still, though? Come on.
Danny, my
In a
point
Zerbi
is,
system.
Danny, my point is, I don't care what position the players are. We need goals. Like if we signed a left back who gets 10 goals a year, fucking sign him. I don't care. I can't go into another season where we get the ball into the final third and it just collapses and we're
Goes back to
sitting
the halfway line.
But we don't know how
it's been
Zerbi's going to play.
painful.
What if Porro it becomes a wing back who scores 7 goals in the season in the Premier League?
So what I've looked at is we need to find 50 goals, right?
Right.
Now I as in 50 more goals. I think we will get roughly 10 goals from the defenders, the number 6. That we'll get about 10 goals there.
Okay.
Then I think we'll get another 10 to 15 from the number 8 and the number 10s. Okay, so there's 25 goals. That now means we need roughly 30 odd from the front 3. I don't think we are getting anywhere near that with this bunch, which means we've got to sign 2 players that can get us 30 goals, 15 each, or one gets 20, one gets 10. We need to sign 30 goals.
Savinho ain't a goal scorer.
So have you not considered Solanke scoring 10 goals as well? If he's fit, are you gonna disconsider that? You're not gonna consider it?
I've taken all of that out of the equation because we're getting rid of Romero. That's 6 goals. We're getting rid of Paulinho. That's 7 goals. So we're 12 goals down. So whatever the Solanke scores, that just patches up Paulinho and Romero. So we're still lacking 30. We're still lacking it because, mate, we sold Johnson, goal scorer. Romero, top goal scorer in defence for us. Paulinho, our top goal scorer in midfield. We've sold all our goals. We're selling goals. You understand?
But this is the thing. Isn't the way that we're going to play with Fernandes, Tonali, these players, right? And Kudus and Madison, who's going to come back. Xavi's going to come back. Are we not going to sit there and say that
Xavi's
all
not
of
back
these
till
players?
December.
All right, but there's still, but December. That's still half the season still.
Kudus has never been known
to
for being a goal scorer.
But December, he has been a goal scorer. So stop saying that. That's not true.
No, Danny, Kudus has never been known for being a goal scorer.
He has been a goal scorer still. He was a goal scorer at Ajax and he was a goal scorer in his first season at West Ham.
No, I'm talking about the Premier League. Right? How many goals did he get at West Ham in the Premier League?
In the Premier League, I think it was like 7 or 8, wasn't it?
Right. And I'm saying to you, we need 30 goals.
Yeah, but the way you're talking is if like none of them are going to score any goals. And none of us know how.
Solanke will cover the loss. By the way, I don't think Solanke's getting 12 goals. Absolutely not. I think he's awful. I think he'll get us 5 or 6.
Maybe not, still. It depends if he's injured. Because if he's fit the whole season, he might not. He might get 10 to 15
He's had one
goals.
he's had one good season in 9 years.
Yeah, but if he's playing with players like Kudus and Madison and Xavi Hernandez, Xavi and Mateus Fernandez and Tonali and whoever else we sign on the left wing, and then you've got the players like Van Hecke and Senesi who can play through balls. Are we not going to create more and more chances to have someone like Solanke to be able to put the ball in the back of the net? Because the problem that we had last season was creating chances. That was the biggest problem.
I think we're gonna miss more and more chances.
Yeah, but if you look at the stats, between what we had in the 7 games that De Zerbi took over compared to what the rest of the season was, we had some of the best stats in nearly every area. Shots against, shots for. We actually had more chances than most teams in the Premier League in that time.
And what did Solanke do? And what did Solanke and Richie do?
Solanke was injured for most of that time.
Solanke came back.
He was injured for half of it still.
Okay, when he came back, did nothing. Richie scored 1.
Yeah, again, because Solanke and Richarlison were both had massive injury problems. I'm not sitting here advocating
all the
that we
stats
keep
improved and they still weren't scoring. Tell wasn't scoring. The only one that was scoring was Paulinho.
Again, it's like everyone. It's like everyone is forgetting that we've got a new manager who's going to play a completely different way to the last 7 games that we saw.
He's not going to make Richie and Solanke good, Danny. He's not.
I never said he's going to make them good, but I said he might be able to get a tune out of Solanke a lot more than any of the other managers did.
How many goals do you reckon he'll get, Danny, under the?
If he stays fit, between 10 and 15 goals in the Premier League.
And where would that leave us in the league, finish-wise?
I don't know because we haven't finished the window yet. So how can I sit
say
here
we
and say
did
where
finish the window and it's just Solanke and Richarlison? Where
I can't predict that because I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, but if it did happen, where would you predict?
Well, say if the window closed today, you mean?
Yeah, but say we couldn't get our ideal targets, because it's possible, right? You know, the club don't want to throw money down the drain, right? So say if they don't deliver the forwards, where are we finishing with Solanke and Richie up top?
I don't know, probably 7th or 8th, maybe push to 7th. I think it's the highest we finish. Depends on the other players.
Okay.
So we get this Savinho. He's not a goal scorer, is he?
Well, you never know. He could turn into one.
He was 2 years ago. He was 2 years ago, but in the Premier League, he hasn't been.
He was 2 years
playing
ago.
in a Farmers League, isn't it?
He was 2 years ago, and not only that, Man City. We all know what Pep's like with the way he has his tactics. So it's more difficult for a player like him to be the player that he wants to be. We've seen that. Even Phil Foden didn't get in the Man City team last season, and Phil Foden's been a Premier League Player of the Year. So, who's scored a lot of goals. So, if he couldn't even get in the team, how are we going to sit there and argue and say, oh, Savinho's shit because he didn't get in the team? Phil Foden didn't get in the team.
I've just not seen him score any goals.
No, but you're insinuating... I know, but you're...
when I've seen him play, I've not seen him score any goals. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because he hasn't had enough chance to score or play enough to actually have.
Danny, he's had chances to score.
No. I'm not having that still. Not at Man City. He's not had the chance. On the first season he came, he played as a right winger. He's not a right winger. He's a left winger. In the second season, he was injured for a big chunk of it, a couple of maybe 2 or 3 months, and then on top of that, Semenyo came in January. How's the geezer going to get in front of someone like Semenyo, who's the best winger in the league right now?
And there
Tell me that.
There you go. Now that's a player.
Because Man City buy world-class players still.
So we hope that he can score more goals.
World-class players.
It's
a
hope,
player who's in his prime.
It's hope, isn't it, with Savinho?
It's all hope. It's all hope.
That's all we have. Hope that Solanke can be better under De Zerbi. Hope that Savio can score goals.
So basically, none of you trust that De Zerbi's style of football or what he's got planned is going to be good. Is that what
Danny, no, hold on.
I don't think that any manager makes bad players.
Can I just speak to Danny? Can I just say, Danny, I think the football will definitely be better. It's just I don't think we've got the forwards to get where a lot of the fan base think we should be. Like, we're spending that amount of money in this window. So this is what it is. There's going to be a cap to it, isn't it, with Solanke, Richie up top and not a top left winger who's going to create goals and score. So... Yeah, that's it.
But again, we haven't finished the window. And
yeah,
if De Zerbi came out yesterday or today and said that we want 2 top of our first signings for attackers. Whatever that means, it means they're going to be players who are wingers, number 10s, or a striker. It's going to be 2. And then it depends on who else we can get rid of before we can bring someone else in. So I still believe we're going to get 3 attackers. That's what I think. And I think once we get those attackers are going to be better than what we've got. And I think that's where it's going to push us to a top 6 finish.
Mate, of course they're going to be better than what we've got. You cannot get worse than what we've got at this club right now. It's awful.
Tell doesn't do anything. You're sitting there talking like we're not going to get more players.
No, I never said that. We're just talking about because I think Richie, Solanke, and Tell are all going to stay. By the way, I've got a feeling Solomon's going to he's going to be given a chance this year because he
Yeah, me
played
too.
under De Zerbi at Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Solomon impresses a little bit during the pre-season. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being the left winger at Spurs with Tell behind him. It wouldn't surprise
And then
me.
shits the bed as soon as we play Crystal Palace.
Well, there you go, Stel.
It's hard to call it with Solomon because I don't actually ever recall watching him play in a Spurs shirt. Because we signed him, he got injured, he was out for the whole season. Then he's just been on loan pretty much ever since to other clubs. I don't actually think I remember him watching him kick a ball in a competitive
He did
game.
well in pre-season, didn't he, Dave Solomon?
Yeah. Yeah, he had a blinder pre-season.
Can't go on that though, can we? Really, pre-season.
Do you know what? I would seriously if we're going to take a punt on the left winger, man, just go and get Nusa. He's improved every single year. His assists have improved. His goals have improved. His international stats have improved. 9 goals in 24 international games. Last season got 8 GA, and he's 21. He's arguably in the top 3 best dribblers in Europe. Everything about him says to me, if you're going to take a punt, do it on him. That's the play you take the punt on him, and we're going to end up doing something that isn't that. And I don't know, man. I just know I'm a bit worried about this attack in terms of what we do. I think we're going to take risks on players that we shouldn't be taking risks on. I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong.
And still, Nusa is cheaper than Savinho.
Mate, I'd sign Nusa all day long over Savinho. I really would.
So would I. So would I.
Go, chaps. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we could go on chatting about this forever, but I do have to get up in the morning, chaps, for the breakfast brunch. Been a great chat as always. I just want to say thanks before I shout everyone out, thanks to Danny and Scott for jumping on. Everyone can get over to Dave at Spurs Syndrome. Everyone can get over to Rowley at Biker Yid. Everyone can get over to the Danalist.
Yeah, sorry, Cookie, mate. I created a bit of a storm there, didn't I?
No, you're all good, man.
No, it's all right. It's all good, man.
Stop being woke, you bastard.
It's all good. It's all
Listen,
good.
you got to have debate at the end of the day. What's the point of everyone coming on here, right? And we're all saying the same thing.
That's boring, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, look, for anyone in the chat, no, it's football debate, by the way. And if it gets heated and the odd personal word gets said, it gets said. I'm sure
We move
Dan
on,
and
man.
Sean
Doesn't matter, does it? At the
are
end of the
not gonna
day,
fall
you just
out
crack
over
on.
stuff
Big
like
up,
that.
Sean.
Yeah, get over to Stel, Tottenham, LA. Get over to Sean at Spurs Talk Show. Cheers for coming on, Sean, if you're still awake. And big up to everyone that's been in the chat. Before we go, let me just bring this up. Daniel Field. I didn't forget Daniel. Big up to you. Sent in a super sticker. Big up to you, Dan. Really appreciate that, mate. I hope everyone's enjoyed the show tonight. It was just one of those late things, and everyone in the WhatsApp group was like, come on, Cookie, sort the show out. We'll get on with you. And really enjoyed it, as always.
It's been emotional.
Of course, always. Breakfast brunch is in the morning at 9:30 as usual. There you go. There's Stel's channel. If you haven't hit the like button so far during the stream, please make sure you do. And if you haven't subbed to the 2 marks, do that as well. We're growing slowly, the same as everyone is. Get over to everyone and sub to everyone. Sunny says, shame you can't stay on for a bit more.
Big up, chap.
I'd love to, Sonny, but who knows what hour of sleep I might get tonight. We'll see. Big up, everyone. Really appreciate you all coming on. And all the chat, big up to you. And we'll see you all tomorrow. And as usual, and as always.
Come on, you Spurs.
You Spurs. Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night, Stel. Dan. Bye. And you, Dan.
Lads down the lane with the pure coys